Yeah, if y'all in the Discord, y'all can pop in here. I do want to hear y'all opinion about this whole thing. Again, I think this is a misstep. I don't think it's whack. I just think it's a misstep. It just makes no sense for Kendrick Lamar to drop a record like this, especially on his Instagram, that seemingly is trying to keep up the battle, especially after you said no round twos. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I agree with you, man. I think you kind of nailed it home. It's a misstep. I think the fans are expecting you to crash out right now,
Mm-mm.
but
No,
I will
never.
say, do you not feel like it's dissing you? As soon as I listen to it, I instantly, I mean, of course, being a chat nigga, you going, but listening to it, I instantly thought he's dissing more media and the narrative than, you know what I'm saying, like, than Drake this time.
Is that boy Friday right there? Yo,
You
Friday
just
on
came
mute.
in.
Yeah, I moved him in. Yo, Friday, man. What's the vibes in this? Is that Pandemics? Who is that?
Nah, this prop.
Oh,
Prop.
I only see the P. My bad. Oh, all right. Anyway, prop. Yo, well, here's the thing. I do think he's dissing media, right? But every artist disses media. Like, what do you think? What am I supposed to do? Go load up a bar? It's not like he's saying you niggas is bitches. He's basically just kind of saying that it's kind of ironic even with him dissing media when he's single-handedly got nothing but the most amazing PR and press we've ever seen an artist get for 6 months. Like, again, I'm telling you, he's seen as hip hop Jesus. Like, literally, a dude who came out, which this is not no media ploy against him, a dude comes out and says, yo, I was contracted to bot some streams. Everybody says, fuck out of here. Nobody believes you. Drake in the battle
Nah,
says, yo, he beat his girl. Like, niggas like, fuck out of here. We don't believe you. So the whole thing with him even getting that media sounds crazy to me. Like, you're getting that media when even if you think there's been media personalities, or let's say me or whoever, that you think may have said unfavorable things to you, none of it has ever mattered or damaged your reputation. You're impervious to all of these things. It's actually something that people should study. You could do no wrong. So when I hear like some of these things that he's saying, right? Like, for example, and I think the first line of this was what it is, right? He says, influencers talk down because I'm not with the basic shit. But they don't hate me, they hate the man I represent, the man that never dick ride because I want a favor.
Ack, he
Um,
talk. Ack, he talking to you. Ack, I mean, listen. You. Reason I say
no.
he's talking to you because you're the one person on the internet. You're the hip hop hub. You cover Drake. We know Drake is your favorite artist. So with you being that guy that keeps this, this back and forth, alive, reporting on it, instantly everybody comes to that conclusion. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of, we just had this talk on the stream. Like I said, it kind of correlates straight to you. I think it was a good timing drop, but I do agree when you said it's not the song. I don't think it was bad timing to drop a record, but it's
Yo,
just a miss
hey, hey,
completely.
hey, hey, here's the thing, right? For and obviously I'm not talking to you here, but I'm talking about these people who are running with wild narratives online. Even if you want to say this was a diss, but it's more aimed at me, isn't that a misstep?
Yeah. It's like
You
it's
get
boredom.
announced,
Like
you get announced as the number one performer, the headline performer for the NFL, and you're dissing hip hop blogs and hip hop personalities and streamers. That
yeah,
doesn't
that just
seem a
proves
little
that
bit of
just
Clout
odd.
chasing.
That doesn't seem a little bit odd. Like, yo, when I seen he hit the Super Bowl move, that's why I came on here and said, I said, yo, if Drake did turn the Super Bowl down, he needs to start reevaluating, because what Kendrick has been doing pretty good at is he's making big business moves that's making whatever his perceived status in the battle look 10 times better.
Right.
Yo, I'm going to do the pop out. Amazon is on it. Yo, I'm doing motherfucking the Super Bowl, Apple Music, Rock Nation. You tell me after that, you're dropping an Akademiks diss song? If y'all want to say I'm that important, and again, you know what? I was about to say he not dissing me, but I'm taking it now. He is. And low key,
Your pocket watcher line was for you, Act.
Yeah,
you
man.
think
Listen,
so?
it just shows that he's that much in tune or he cares. It proves that he's, like you said, human. He pays attention. He does care about what the media says,
No,
and
no.
it's definitely like a step backwards.
Hey, I've always said the rappers who don't speak watch online the most. Like the most. Like they watch this shit, they scour it. They are obsessed more. When people say, oh, Kendrick, you know, like one of the criticisms they get of Drake, they're like, yo, Drake is leaking things to, you know, A, B, C, and D. It's so funny. You want me to give y'all a quick joke? Hey, yo, Friday, you in this bitch? What up, bro?
I'm over here. I'm right here.
All right. And see if you get my reasoning on this. This is why I always say they have different, they draw a different line. It's a different goalpost when it comes to Drake versus Kendrick, right? What was everybody getting that Drake for a couple months ago? Yo, bro, by the way, out of any of the top 5 rappers, and these are what I'm calling the top 5 rappers, we're going Drake, Kendrick, Cole, we're gonna put Future in there, and let's say Travis, right? We're just going by numbers, right? I know people say Nicki, but let's go Travis. Those 5. Drake has, and y'all tell me, call me, I want y'all to call me on my shit, like, nah, Act, I don't think this. Out of all of those rappers, in the last 5 to 6 years, Drake has the most amount of public interviews or public content pieces. Period. We don't ever see Kendrick talk. J. Cole barely talks. Future, does he talk? We don't see these guys.
Hold on. I got to stop you there.
Go ahead.
I would actually put J. Cole more in that category because J. Cole does a lot of content. Like he did the show with Act, not but with Yachty and his homeboy Mitch.
Yo, that's recent though. He did the Yachty joint. He did the little pump one. But
He did
that
the
was
pump interview.
Yeah, but he was never the guy who was speaking a lot. Like he did that in the last couple years. I'll give you that.
That came at the first person shooter. After Drake kind of plummeted him in the limelight,
Yo,
I think he's been more open since.
Okay, got you. But that's why I said like 6 years, because it's been a while. Like Drake was doing a lot of these things. And here's the point I'm trying to say. And I hope y'all follow me as I try to land this plane. Okay. And I was one of those people saying, damn, why Drake, why you sitting with that white girl? That the girl who's just not hip hop, Bobby Althoff, right? Elliot Wilson, he fell out with Drake because he said Drake don't talk to nobody. Drake stopped doing interviews. So it's like we have this expectation of Drake, right? Cool. Kendrick don't talk to nobody. Matter of fact, you just heard, what's the dude name? The DJ dude that be rocking with Kendrick?
DJ Head.
Yeah, he was just like, oh, Kendrick don't talk to Act. Kendrick don't talk to nobody. Here's the point that I'm trying to make with all this, right? They get mad that Drake actually speaks to the media personalities that ask him a question. Friday, I'm pretty sure if you ask him a question like, yo, bro, is OVO Fest going on this year? Like, you've exchanged either DM or some type of correspondence with him before, right? Like,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like, he'll just answer you. Like, bro, he's not telling niggas to speak for him. He's not saying, hey, Ack, go out there and tell them for me. You know, he's doing what people were criticizing him for doing, that they don't criticize nobody else. Nobody criticized J. Cole for not speaking, giving no answers. They don't criticize Kendrick for not saying nothing or whatever, or just being quiet. But if Drake, let's say Drake says something to me because usually I'm asking, yo, bro, what's up with that? Oh no, yo, that's a lie. So I come online and say, yo, I talk to the nigga, he says a lie. You know what people get mad at? Yo, why Drake always talking to Ack? What? Meanwhile, when it comes to like someone like Kendrick, talks to supposedly nobody, right? Directly. But he doesn't get any of the scrutiny of having to explain himself that we give to Drake. Do you get what I'm saying?
I'll add on to
I
that.
get what you're saying.
I'll add on to that. Besides Drake being accessible to media personalities, he follows a lot of local talent. If you go through Drake's follower count, it's extremely high for such a big artist.
Facts.
One. And two, if you go through the followers, there's a lot of underground Toronto rappers in there. He's literally seen me post rappers on my Instagram page and then follow them minutes later. Like, his ear is to the street, and he's tapping in with the people out here.
Okay. And I'm going to throw another. I'm glad you brought up a great point. Great point. By the way, Friday, I love listening to anytime you start reasoning with hip hop. You know, I'm glad to have you here anytime you're here. By the way, y'all make sure Friday gets roles that if I'm ever in here, he can move himself. I don't got to move himself. Anyway, yo, put it like this. I was having a conversation with one of the top. I'm gonna call them executives in the game, and we were talking about Drake's moves post battle, and what you just said kind of came up, and it said, "Bro, do you know that their problem with Drake was that they said for a artist of his talent and his magnitude in how, you know, popular he is, they said he's too accessible." And I thought about that and I said, damn, isn't that a gift and a curse? Because part of the dope shit about Drake, how he keeps his ear to the streets, is how he keeps relevant. When I'm listening to his song and he's like, yo, he'll put like it's almost like an Easter egg in the bars where he's like, yo, face who? I could see a wall of y'all, and I could, yo, he's still shouting out the man to me. You know what I mean? Like, that's
from Mula First right there.
Of course. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's him being tapped in, right? He follows everything going on there. Like, you see him in the likes. You see sometimes he cracking jokes. But that's a positive. But then it's also get looked at as, yo, this guy's too accessible, right? This dude is just too, like, anybody. Like, the person I was talking to, there was just like they made this comparison. They said one of the reasons why everything that Kendrick does is so, you know, it hits so much different than what Drake does is because we never hear from Kendrick. We never see Kendrick. No one has a story about Kendrick. Then the person said to me, bro, I don't want to dox the person, but the person was in LA. The person said, bro, every girl in LA has some remembrance of them being in a party with Drake, and Drake is within arm's length reach. And that's the biggest rapper in the world. He's too accessible.
And do you think there's a difference between too accessible and in tune, though? Because still, Drake, you know, like you say, he might play the LA streets, but people can't say they get to him constantly. But I think he's very in tune still.
No. Well, that's what I'm trying to say. I think everything that Kendrick, like, for example, you know, Drake dropped a bunch of tracks. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is, again, I keep telling you, I think Kendrick got the Infinity Stones. If this was dropped on DSPs, this song's going to top 5. In comparison to Drake's songs that he's dropped on 100, you know, gigs, it's like people just, because Kendrick keeps himself away, everything he does hits a million times harder. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the song is trash, though. You're telling me that.
But that's what I'm saying.
If this was
that's
on
what
DSP,
I'm saying. Yo, Friday.
this
that's what I'm saying.
A top 100 song?
No, yo. So we're saying the same thing. No, I do think this would chart in the top 5, and I think it's because Kendrick has mastered the art of staying away long enough that they miss him, that they can't anticipate him, and that no matter what he drops, they will eat it up. Bruv, yo, you know when I knew Kendrick dropped? I didn't even know Kendrick dropped it first. Bro, my Twitter lit up. Nigga, Drake has dropped like 10 tracks, nigga. Some of them I knew was coming, some of them I didn't. The way my fucking Twitter and Instagram lit up, nigga, you would have thought, like some rapper died. That's what usually, unfortunately, because I cover news.
Would you say that's an issue of oversaturation?
I wouldn't necessarily say that. I would just say that because here's the thing. Drake and Kendrick has dropped 5. This is the 5th track. 2 were on Instagram. 616 and this track are on Instagram. The other tracks, Euphoria, we got Euphoria, Meet the Grams, and Not Like Us. And I guess if you want to say like that, even though that was a feature, those are the only music Kendrick has dropped in couple of years. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's the nigga kind of has everyone where he could drop any. It's kind of like, imagine. Let me ask y'all a question. If Rihanna drops next week, how much do you think she sells?
300 at least.
600,000 first week.
That's what I'm about, like 600,000.
Yo, here's the thing. She could have her baby just clapping and fucking just like, burping on there. That shit's gonna go. People don't even. It's what Kendrick is good at. I'll give him credit is that he knows how to keep the people on a string. You don't think he's kept people on a string? He dropped a song 3 fucking months ago, and at every moment. By the way, newsflash. I'll show you right here for anybody who's here. Not Like Us is back at number 1 on the iTunes charts. It's back number 1 again. Every time you think this fucking song finna die, it's back. Bro, it's the craziest shit I've ever seen.
Right now to see where it's at on Billboard.
No, well, you won't see. So it's 10. It's 10 this week. Next week is going to be top 5 again. It won't leave the top 10. Look. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me show
you. Remember when you said not to call, stop calling this nigga the boogeyman? Like, can you walk that back a little bit?
I don't think he's the boogeyman. What I think he is that he's operating on a higher cerebral level, not only strategically when it comes to lyricism, strategy in a B4 war, but also on a level when you would think Drake would outbusiness him, right? Like Drake is Drake. You would think that Drake is like, think about this. You know how you kill the momentum of a Not Like Us? If Drake pulled the move somehow to have gotten, the Super Bowl look to have, this is a YMCMB celebration. Wheezy, Drake, Nicki. That would be a sigh of relief for many OVO fans to be like, whoa, finally, we're going to get the thought off of that one fucking moment. Every single time we think we finna move on, that song is back to the top focus of what's going on in the world.
Not to throw you off, but do you think that's a reason why it was blocked? Because that's what I anticipated. The reason they didn't let Lil Wayne perform was because they knew it would turn into a YMCMB type of concert.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and I would love for Kyrie, yourself, and even on Friday chime in on this. Man, the more this goes on, I am sitting back, and I haven't, to be very clear, because I know sometimes when I speak, people now just automatically think that I'm speaking for me and Drake. I don't speak for me and Drake unless I said Drake told me, right? But, so this is just an independent thought. The more this goes on, I said, damn. I'm wondering if Drake, I mean, I had that conversation. I won't tell you what he said, but, bro, this is kind of like, this is all the niggas that Drake has fucked with. Jack Dorsey.
Yo, I'm gonna make this comparison, right?
The nigga that owned Reddit. Jay-Z.
A lot of the anime niggas don't understand. If y'all know who Griffith is from Berserker, that's who I think Drake is. And I think this is like one of those things where it's like, you kind of, like, why is Jack Dorsey dissing niggas? Like, That's a powerful nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Because he smashed his girl.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I started, I made my handful of calls, and I stopped making calls because I started hearing a few things, and no one would really say it because some of these people they're also, some of them, they're just uninvolved in the situation. But I kept saying, I said, why would all this stuff happen? And some people told me some surprising things. Basically, they were saying, hey, listen, Drake has been at the top for a while, and the Drake as an artist is a different Drake when it comes to dealing with other people who have needed him. They went as far to tell me most of it is not even necessarily Drake. Like I heard stories. They were just like, yo, his people who do business for him will deal with you wicked. You know why? Yo, they're gonna tell you, hey, fuck negotiation is going down like this. Hey, the boy wouldn't like if you don't agree to this. And that's one of those things where imagine having to work with the nigga or imagine needing a nigga, but you start developing resentment because you feel like, oh, this shit ain't real friendship, or damn, this nigga hoeing me. The moment you feel like you don't need him no more, you're kicking his back in. And I don't know when the signal was for that, but clearly in the last year. From what I've heard, niggas was just like, yeah, I think we can say fuck him. And everybody got on board with it. You had a couple brave ones pop their head out first, and then the rest of them was like, oh, yeah, he ain't the same.
It's a smear campaign. It's a smear campaign that's been going on, let's say, for the last 8 months, maybe even longer. From the time that Future dropped the song with Kendrick Lamar, even before that, they were already starting to paint a narrative about Drake not being as high on the charts anymore, everything like that. But when everything happened, I think what's happening right now with everybody's having this Kendrick Lamar love is not everybody who's championing Kendrick Lamar is actually a Kendrick Lamar fan.
Oh, hell
They're
no.
more haters of Drake than they are a fan of Kendrick.
No.
That's true.
And I think also I think these guys been feeling this way. I feel like Drake authentically always wanted to show love. We know he's a hip hop connoisseur. Like bro said, he shows love to the up and coming rappers. I think though with Kendrick, because we know that Kendrick got the cosign from Drake, he took him on tour. I feel like what we know, the industry is so fake that people just genuinely needed Drake all those years, and now it's
Wait, wait,
like,
wait, wait, wait now.
Wait, hold on. Just to backtrack, because y'all are saying quite a lot. So, Act, to go back to your earlier point, I have a question for you that I would like for you to answer.
Yeah.
As far as time going on and people feeling like they don't necessarily need Drake as much, so now they feel like they can share their true
Hold
feelings
on,
and
hold on,
and
hold
the
on.
resentment that they've harbored for so
Wait, wait,
long or
wait, wait,
whatever. But
wait. By the way,
I want to
chat.
ask
Wait,
you.
hold on one second,
Go
one
ahead.
second. When a new voice comes on, it might just identify yourself because the people might not know. This is Akita, right?
Oh, yeah, this is
Okay, yeah,
Akita. What's
yeah,
up, chat?
yeah. I'm only just saying that because when people are just hearing audio, they want to distinguish
Yeah,
who's saying what. Go ahead, though.
got you. So my question to you that I want you to think on is just from Drake's perspective and knowing, the angle that he came in the game from, because he wasn't necessarily welcomed in the game just from the get, but he was overly talented, so people kind of just dealt with him. Do you think that at a certain point he also understood that the relationships that he was creating with the people in the industry were simply transactional, and benefit of both parties, and that it wasn't truly genuine for real? And I think I don't know if it was Akademiks or the other person in the room, but as far as him coming up and showing love, it can be viewed in two ways, right? It can be viewed in a way that it is him genuinely showing love, which he might do that. He did that early on in his career, and it's been something that he's continually done throughout his career. But we cannot deny the fact that him latching on to bubbling artists or new waves is also in benefit to keeping him hot and keeping him in the public eye. You understand? So it's not we can't be naive to think he's just doing it just for the love either. He stands to gain from doing
So
it as well.
let me answer that quick before Act jumps in, right? With those local artists, it's a little bit different because you need somebody like me to let people know that. That's not something that's just known in the public. That's not something that people are talking about on their podcast unless they're talking about on my podcast. It's not a known thing that he's following all these local artists. So, and he's also following artists in a city that didn't show him love on his way up. A lot of people were hating on Drake in Toronto on his way up. So for him to still reach back and show love to a city that didn't show him love in the first place, that means a lot, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's such a difficult thing because it just can't be what we're thinking, right? Like, why has all of these people, for all of these things to happen? Let's actually analyze what's going on. I think if we peel back the layers, and I think a lot of people on social media have even said, man, it's not. It's more likely that it's not Jay-Z hating on Wayne. It's Jay-Z trying to block Drake or trying to put Kendrick in a position that will further kick in the back of Drake. Because if we look at the Jay-Z and Wayne situation, apparently it helped him when Wayne owed like $14 million in taxes. So it appears that he didn't have a problem with maybe Wayne as much. They were seen 2 weeks before. Maybe the problem was more of, okay, that guy Drake. So then you get to think about, why do all the people with all the power, all the rappers with all the influence, why do all of them seem to be completely fine with trying to either make Drake look a certain way or trying to basically box him out the paint?
Well, let me
But
ask you a
that
question.
goes back to what we just said earlier, though. Like they harbored this resentment for a long time, and I think now that they see a window of opening, they see a chink in the armor. They needed him all along, but they've been felt this way. It's just 2024, the door got open, and they felt that it was a chance to actually try to take him down officially.
By the way, I think
And he's
this.
Canadian.
It,
What the fuck is a Canadian running an American art form for 13 to 15 years? What the fuck? How we let this nigga come in the door and he still ain't left yet? Holy shit. If I'm Jay-Z, this nigga came through, he pushed me out the way and came in talking about he's the hottest rapper and all this type shit. And now he's still here? You know what I'm saying? Come on,
I
B.
wouldn't
Real
I
quick, I got a
wouldn't I
question.
wouldn't necessarily say
When
that.
is the Super Bowl halftime show figured out though?
what,
Is that something that
And
been figured
sorry,
out yet?
I say this to say also because not like us, they weren't only talking about Drake. They were talking about us too over here in Canada. Y'all ain't like us.
no, you
So
definitely.
if Kendrick
On
feels that way,
Friday,
why wouldn't
that
Jay-Z feel that way?
that was a confusing part about when I seen some places, or even whether it was DJ Scheme coming to Toronto and they were playing the song. Not Like Us wasn't just an indictment of rappers saying Drake isn't like them. They were saying niggas from Canada isn't like cultural hubs like LA. Like that's kind of what,
Yeah.
that's the bigger picture. So no, I agree. I agree with y'all with that. Um,
But yo, when is the Super Bowl figured out? Like, was this figured out like a year ago?
It has to be a year in
I
advance
mean,
the way they
you would
announced
think
it.
that exactly. You
So
would
if it
think
was
that
a
it
year
would
ago,
have
let me
had
let me
that.
let me pose this theory. What if it was a year ago? Kendrick knew the whole time he had the Super Bowl coming up. Them niggas mentioned, oh, big as the Super Bowl. That's what he started going crazy with. Fuck it, let me go crazy on these niggas since it's not as big as the Super Bowl. I'm gonna show you niggas I'm about to do the Super Bowl. And what if
No,
that
it
that
is
got
great marketing.
I
no,
mean,
no,
I'm
that
no.
would
saying,
Hold
be
on,
what if
hold on,
niggas
hold
just
on,
happen
hold
to
on.
that could be a
play
theory.
into that whole entire thing? Like, what if nobody else knew Kendrick was doing the Super Bowl except him, and he was like, "You niggas just gave me the craziest alley oop."
Hey,
Because I
hold
don't
on,
think
hold
he
on.
could perform not like
No,
us.
no, no, no. So if we're going by what happened last year, Usher reportedly had extended his residency. Matter of fact, I'll let him speak on it right now, because he just talked about how he landed how he landed the Super Bowl, and he specifically said Jay-Z said to him like, "Hey, are you ready?" Here we go. I'll just play. Just listen.
Right? The Super Bowl. I found out that I was going to be the Super Bowl halftime show by Jay-Z. He asked me, "Are you ready for the major moment?" I'm like, "What you talking about, bro?" He's like, "Are you ready for your Michael moment?" I was like, "The Super Bowl? Hell yeah." What was really cool about this moment, I never get a chance to tell people this, right? So me and Jeremy Haynes, my stylist, we designed the entire collective of skating culture in this moment. I got a chance to offer something to the world. We lost Virgil, and being able to work with Off-White, it was me being able to have a little bit of him and his creation and his house with me. And we came up with an incredible moment that was really the crescendo of a lot of hard work in Las Vegas playing the Super Bowl. I literally had to like slither my body into it within less than 15 seconds. And I got on stage in time. Being able to skate in this outfit, being able to have comfortability and flexibility in the garment is majorly important. If you go back and you do a real forensics of all of the things that I did, there are tributes everywhere. I wanted to have
Okay, he's mostly talking about the performance. Anyway, he continues to speak in a longer segment where he literally says, you know, he extended his Vegas residency to force Jay-Z's hand in picking him, right? Basically kind of wanted to make it seem like, yo, Jay, you don't got no other choice. Now, let's look at the timeline. Usher Vegas residency, right? I think
we might be on to something, cause yo.
So it looks like maybe he had a couple of months, but it don't seem like he was picked a year in advance, right? Because we all remember when Usher was whining up on everybody's girl. That wasn't that long ago. Before
I'm just saying, like, yo, just if it was he knew a year ago, that would make a lot of sense for how shit played out. Because
I
shit
think it
became
came
an
out of the
alley-oop
moment.
at that point.
I think it came out of the moment he had. I don't think they need, because the season is what, about 4 or 5 months, so that's more than enough time. I think it came from his moment. But I like the theory.
I agree. I don't
I
think
think
that
I think it
Even
came.
he
I
would
think
have done
he did
all of
from
this.
last year.
even then, right? That would still mean I don't think it was before the beef for real. Because the Super Bowl takes time. The beef wasn't that long ago.
Right.
I think
Yo, Ak,
I think it was announced within the last 2-3 months. I think he
I
was
would
offered in
agree
the
with
last
that.
2-3 months. I
Probably
don't
like
think.
June.
Yeah. And then they probably say, hey, listen, we got a month to make the announcement. Then you have the remaining of time to come up with the performance, and we have to install it in a 23-minute window that is going to be portable and mobile within New Orleans. But I don't think he had this over a year. Again, it feels like they're going year by year, right? Yo, AJ, what up,
But
bro?
act. Let me ask you quick though.
What up?
Maybe not over a year, but let's say 8 to 10 months, because they have to make sure that these guys don't have any tours planned. There's a lot of different moving parts when it comes to artists that big. So you want to make sure that everything is clear, or clear your schedule, because we're picking you for the Super Bowl, or at least you're a prospect. So
Okay.
keep your schedule a little bit open. Don't book anything unless we give you the red light and say, all right, we're not doing it. Now you can go ahead and do all of the rest of the bookings that you had for 2025.
Also, here's the
I mean,
thing
and
too.
even still,
Here's the
go
thing
ahead,
too,
Ak.
right? And I don't know if how serious. I've hit his manager. His manager hasn't hit me back yet. I don't know how serious Wayne was in consideration, but it felt like up until let's say April, they thought that Wayne was gonna get it. Like that was the thought. Like they wouldn't be this shocked if it was announced. Like if they gave it a year ago, they would have known you didn't get it, right? I think some of the shock is coming from them thinking that, it's kind of like the double XL freshman list. Kind of around the month they announce it, but you don't know exactly when. Or around the month when they invite people to the shoot, but you don't know exactly when. So I got to imagine that it had to be in the last couple of months. I think that they offer that after Not Like Us. I do not. I think he was always in the running because you got to think about this too. And one thing I'll give a lot of people credit for in thinking about the Super Bowl performance, we got to think about, someone made a great point. The majority of hip hop artists are very terrible performers. Nobody wants to see you grab your crotch, walk across the stage, sing over a backing track. Nobody wants to see that. People want to see eloquent performances, choreography. People want to see all type of things that would jump off a page. That's why people like, obviously Chris Brown will never get to do it, but Chris Brown will be amazing. We saw Usher, he was great. The Weeknd was amazing when he performed. Like, this is a high level
say
performance.
That about Wayne. Wayne been performing since the 90s.
Brother, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I seen even Drake bring out Wayne, and Wayne was rapping a whole different song, bro. Like, I love Wayne, but like Wayne just had the mic in his hand, bro. I love Wayne.
Wayne did say
I can't lie to you.
So much music
So
that he can't forget.
You do got it's Friday. I can't lie, bro. You in here capping, bro. I can't lie to you.
What do you mean?
What am I capping about?
Bro, Drake don't show love to nobody.
How?
And Drake did not kick no Jay-Z out the way. Like, that was cap.
What do you mean? From when Drake started becoming more popular, Jay-Z was out the door. When Drake came out, Magna Carta came out, and
from the music standpoint, he closed the door on Jay-Z officially, bro. He did.
I think that was Wayne. That was Wayne.
Where y'all saying this?
Magna Carta.
He was slowly walking out, but Jay-Z bowed out gracefully. But I think Jay-Z understood in his mind that. I mean, 50 Cent even has admitted these type of talks where, Jay-Z just said, this kid is on his way. So Jay-Z's not dumb. He's understanding the strategy of the game. When Drake was coming up and rivaling him, he was about to bow out gracefully.
No, okay, you gotta stop. You gotta stop. I'm glad y'all brought this back up.
Hold on, one mic.
I'm glad y'all brought this back up. Now, you brought this up earlier, and I didn't want to just stay on this point, but it wasn't Jay-Z that he moved out the way. Jay-Z was already an elder statesman. He was already solidified. I don't think at the time he was necessarily concerned about being the number one rapper in the game. Mainly the person that should have been replaced there in that sentence would have been Kanye, not Jay, if we're being totally honest. Like, Drake is the progeny of Kanye. He would have served to be the person who would have got Kanye out the way, or at least served to be his biggest competition for the new age wave. Like, not Jay.
Yeah, but they coexisted for the longest time.
Go ahead, my pause.
Kanye and Drake coexisted for the longest time until they fell out. So it wasn't even let's get this nigga out the way. But being the top rapper, the nigga who's talking the most shit, that was Jay-Z for the longest time. Yes. Until Drake came in. And then Jay-Z had to do what Drake does now. He had to put his arm around that nigga and say, let me get on a couple of tracks with you before you get a little bit too out of control.
And just to throw this out there, they had to double cold.
I still wouldn't agree with that. Like, again, that's kind of like Jay was out of the realm of Drake, bro. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, there was never a Drake is gonna be competing with Jay-Z moment. Like, that would never have happened. Really, they're too far removed from each other.
Hey, hold on. And by the way, not to drastically switch subjects, but I just seen something and somebody pointed it out, and I do want to hear what you guys' opinion on this. And I did tweet this out. I said, LOL. I said, dropping on 9/11. I said the Pop Out concert was on Juneteenth. By the way, if you don't know, the Not Like Us video was dropped on July 4th. So these are like landmark days, right? Like Juneteenth, July 4th, 9/11. So I said, hey, wait, let me guess. There's probably going to be a new diss on Halloween, Thanksgiving, Drake's birthday, which is October something, and Christmas. Do you look at these dates that he's dropping on as like super strategic and like dope, or at this point kind of like corny? What do y'all think?
No, it's definitely dope because one mic. It's dope because the nigga Drake asked for it. He said, you better have some triple, quadruple, double, quadruple entendres and all that other shit. That's what he said, right?
Hey, I'm going to call cap on what you're saying with that. No, I hear what you're saying, but for everybody who says, well, Drake said drop, cool. The battle over. Like, nigga, the battle is over.
Wait, hold on, Kyrie. Hold on. You can't
What you
do
mean you
that
can't do
because
that?
in the same breath, I gotta call you on your hypocrisy. In the same breath, you will tweet about a game 2 that probably won't take place, and you want it to happen.
Hold on.
So you can't say that.
I've said repeatedly, game 2 got nothing to do with a run back in the battle. I'm telling y'all this. Now, did people take that to mean it? Yes, but if you think that
You
Drake,
said it like you meant it. Don't do that.
no, game 2,
We gotta call you on that because
Yeah, what are you talking about?
we
No,
were
game
all
2.
collectively like, okay, game 2 means let's get to these tracks again. Let's get back to this battle.
No.
And
Hold on.
I watched you the other day, and you were backtracking like crazy,
No.
bro.
Game 2 is definitely music. It's just not rap battle. It's like, hey, listen, cool. We're just gonna,
Who gonna sell the most?
yo, who's the culture gonna be fucking with? You get what I'm saying? It's like, all right, outside of
and a
this
nigga-
battle, this is the biggest moment. Like Drake has realized the same thing that Young Boy realized with Dirk. Yo, by you engaging with this guy, you turned this guy up to make him more hotter than you. It's the same thing that 6ix9ine realized with Dirk. Remember when 6ix9ine used to talk to Lil Dirk like he was shit? Yo, you going back and forth with him, that nigga ended up being hotter than you, right? So game 2 got nothing to do with let's rap battle again. It's like, all right, cool. What Drake is great at, and there's nobody else better, is let's get to these hit songs. So he's trying to drop his music. You do whatever you want to do over there, but we're not miracle, lyrical, spiritual battling no more. Because why? When you say I'm a pedophile and I'm not, the whole culture loves it. When I say some shit, it's not a fair playing field. So fuck it. I'm not gonna keep engaging you in a battle, especially when you also call me a pedophile. I'm just gonna drop my hits. You drop whatever music you drop, and let's see who rises to the top. Right?
My nigga, you got all of that from a quick
And if I'm
clip
gonna be
from a
fair and
basketball
honest,
play,
Right,
nigga.
right.
Holy
And
shit, dog.
two
The
things,
clip was
Act. 2
15
things,
seconds.
Act. Number
Game
one,
2!
how can you say that, right? If it's gonna be about hits, but the same songs he's dropping and claiming game 2's on, he's still dropping subliminals at the guy he apparently doesn't want to go back into battle
No.
with, which doesn't make sense.
No.
And number 2, okay, if we want to make it about hits, right? He's dropped 100 gigs twice, and none of the songs that he put out in those packs have had any staying power, bro. At all.
Circadian
Don't break it down.
rhythm is a hit. I don't know what
Yes,
you're
yo,
talking about.
that's the best record.
All the
Circadian Rhythm is
females
the
is
best.
playing it.
Yeah,
I hear that
Circadian Rhythm is
more
the
than not
best.
like
Is the
that
best
right now.
record. Okay, I'll answer that question quick, and then AJ can pop in. Right. Number one, you know, and by the way, I've issued those criticisms with Drake. I think Drake releasing these records in a time where no matter what, they're always looking at him to be the numbers guy. And these tracks, yes, they're charting, which by the way is still super impressive, but because they're not moving and operating like hits, the reason why he's not working the records, he's throwing out random records. Yo, No Face just debuted at like 60. The song was out for 11 days before it got on DSPs, right? There's zero radio behind it. Universal is doing no marketing with it. He's just like putting it up on a Finsta. Like, these songs aren't going to do good. Now, granted, you know, obviously we're still going to judge him for these songs because he's putting them out. But we're kind of looking at like, all right, I look at it like this is almost like a mixtape. Like, he's trying to build up momentum to something, right? I'm not excusing it, right? Like, obviously, you know, and here's the thing about, I watched this dude he was on YouTube and he was just like, yo, Drake's songs are flopping. And I looked at it and the nigga literally said there's 8 hip hop songs on the whole Billboard 100 and Drake got like 4 of them. But Drake is flop. The whole culture isn't charting. Drake charts all the time. So really, we're comparing Drake to Drake, which means, yo, Drake, you're flopping by your standards because you don't usually have songs outside the top 40. You usually have a top 10 song or a number 1. Okay, cool. Again, high standards, but heavy's ahead that wears a crown. So if that's what we're judging him off, cool. I think he's trying to build up momentum to try to get away from the moment that everybody keeps talking about, yo, the battle. I keep saying that we're in a hip-hop space that we're suffering from post-battle syndrome. Everything is still connected to the
You're
battle.
patient zero.
Go ahead.
You're patient zero.
Stop. Hey, AJ, what were you saying?
Like,
Hey,
AJ,
He
let's be
said,
honest, bro. This was like the most boringest song this nigga ever dropped. Man, you got old heads like Elliot Woodson talking about the culture jacking it. We not. Only thing I'm just disappointed about all this shit that Cole apologized because that nigga told the truth.
yo,
I think it's a good drop. I think it's the timing was perfect, the strategy or whatever, 9/11, but it's the wrong song. That's all.
I agree.
That shit is
Oh,
boring.
to,
Like,
to
you be
answer your
honest, is the
question
song
that you
boring or what?
Yo, and by the way, hold on. Let me jump in for one more second before I'll throw it back to you guys again. This is also the interesting thing when y'all are mentioning where Kendrick is talking about media. You know what's so funny? Okay, cool. All right, let's really talk about who are the media people that Kendrick is saying that these people are pushing, whatever the fuck he's saying. What he said, he says influencers are talking down. Bro, there's literally, I would probably say two people, right? And one is completely relevant that are even supporting Drake these days. Me and Millie Mall. Nigga, we didn't even know this thing was alive before like 3 weeks ago, right? Here's my point. His point would actually apply to the opposite people. Bro, everybody, including like Elliot Wilson's like number one. Everybody who is now hyping up Kendrick and shitting on Drake are all people who Drake dumped like a ex-girlfriend or a one-night stand. Let's be honest. Joe Budden, Elliot Wilson, him and well, I don't even know if Charlamagne's like giving him credit these days. All of them have personal gripes that they're like, I used to be in your close friends. You took me out. That's what it is. So it's not like whatever he's talking about media, that could be more applied to Drake's situation.
Can you go back to those lyrics?
Hold
I
on
don't
a
think
second.
he was talking about media in that context.
Say again?
No, he was talking. He said specifically radio personalities. But again, in this situation, if we're gonna put it in the context of Drake and Kendrick, like he said, realistically, it's just Ack and Maul that are talking about Drake in any sort of a positive light.
But again, what were the lyrics on that again? Because I don't think he was.
Okay. All right. So it was two lyrics. One lyric says, "Influencers talk down because I'm not with the basic shit, but they hate." I actually think that's at streamers. I actually think that's an Aiden Ross bar, low key. I'm gonna be honest.
Look for the bar where he says something radio personalities,
no, I'm gonna get to that.
and then hit me up when they turn into a casualty.
Yeah, no, I'm
something
gonna
like that.
Influencers talk down because I'm not with the basic shit, but they don't hate me. They hate the man I represent, the type of man that never dick ride because I want a favor. By the way, again, and I'm gonna read the other line as you said, but that line applies to most people who are mad at Drake. Half of these niggas are mad at Drake because Drake promised them an interview, never did it. Right? Think about a nigga like Ebro. You know what I mean? He's over here turned to a fossil, primarily hating on Drake. Why? Drake, YMCMB used to have Hot 97 by the balls, even at a point telling them that they should suspend their number one radio host just to get a fucking performance. So they couldn't wait till Drake was getting his back kicked in because not only Drake, but by the way, this story was told. Allegedly, Drake told Ebro, suspend Flex and I'll come up there and host for like a week. That's during the time when Flex was dropping the bombs on all the Meek Mill songs when they were going through the battle. So these people are incentivized. Like they have a reason to shit on Drake. They have no reason to be like, oh no, let me try to see his way or give him the benefit of the doubt. So when Kendrick says that, I'm like, yeah, that more applies to the other guy, not you. I see nobody shitting on Kendrick. Like, who's shitting on Kendrick? Does anybody know? And if y'all could tell me the people who are shitting on Kendrick, y'all let me know, and I'll be like, oh, okay, maybe he has.
Okay,
Charleston
I got it right here. Hold on. The line
Charleston
says
White, one of them.
The radio personalities pushing propaganda for salary. I think he might be talking about Ebro in that line because Ebro recently just had a Hot 97. He was on Hot 97 talking about there's a reason why Kendrick Lamar's Hot Not Like Us is not the song of the summer. And he was saying it was because of the whole PDF file allegations and shit like that. And corporate entities can't back a song like that.
No,
so
but he's been dick riding Kendrick the whole time though. So like, okay, even if he says it's not a song of the summer because of the content of the music, he's been literally saying that Kendrick is giving a master class in how to be an MC and how Drake is a fraud, and which is kind of so interesting because Ebro is one of like the niggas who's biracial, and he loves shitting on Drake for Drake being an outsider, being a biracial man from Toronto. Ebro is a biracial man from the Bay Area that runs a radio station in New York. So if Drake's an outsider from Toronto running hip hop in the US, what are you when you're a biracial man from the Bay that is running a hip hop radio station in New York? The same thing. So a lot of these, like, again, I'm still wondering who the hell, like, if y'all want to say me, cool. But other than me, unless y'all say my voice is that loud, who else is like talking down or pushing propaganda for salary against Kendrick Lamar? You ever see
I
Big
think
Boy?
that was
I'm the biggest.
Act.
I'm the biggest Kendrick hater. Then also too, Charleston White even said, "Ain't nobody thumping no Kendrick in the hood." Charleston White said that too.
I think when he referenced that act, I think he's talking about the recent propaganda being pushed about Wayne and the Super Bowl. Every blog has supported or backed, you know what I'm saying, numerous claims of, what Cameron, what this artist, what this celebrity done said. So I feel like that them bars was kind of, directed to the recent drama with media pushing the narrative that it should be Wayne and not him.
Well,
Okay.
I think Kendrick is a little bit smarter when it comes to his bars. If he says radio
Kendrick
personalities,
is not
he
smart, bro.
means.
I think
But
this is one of those
I
times
think
where
if he
niggas
says
over.
radio personalities, he means radio personalities.
I agree.
I think this is where y'all
I agree.
overanalyze a bar because it's Kendrick. And
That's what I was about to say.
y'all
Because
not even
Mm,
Kendrick fans. That's the weird part. Y'all overanalyzing a bar. Y'all not even Kendrick fans. I see what y'all doing.
That might also be
I
true.
mean,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm a Kendrick
Well,
fan, but
Sometimes you
I
gotta
think he just
I'm a fan of both.
classified that
sometimes you
wrong.
gotta
I think he's
step
talking
back
about act.
and get off your knees and just listen to a song sometimes.
no,
I'm
Bro,
a fan of
listen
both.
to niggas
bro,
yell
So
for
what
to
are you
Kendrick
I
referencing when you
I
say
is
that, though,
agree.
Kyrie? You
boring.
Wait,
said,
hold,
hey,
hold
go
on,
ahead.
hold on, 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 hold on. Let's go back to what he just said. But let's be real, Kyrie. You can't
Yeah.
get mad at people. You can't be mad at people for trying to truly analyze and dig
No,
into
I'm
a
not
song that
mad.
he's
I'm not
releasing. With
mad.
no, hold on. But you can't like demonize him for doing so. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like Ak was saying earlier, bro. This is a guy that rarely drops, has only dropped 3 songs really publicly on DSPs in the last 2 years, and he strategically drops. So I'm assuming whatever he puts out is not just going to be for no reason, for what people shouldn't be trying to analyze the lyrics and really find out what he's trying to say.
And by the way,
You get what I
And
mean?
we
and he
we can't be
drops
a
he
hypocrite.
drops on certain days.
Exactly.
All
Hey,
these drops on certain days is not only just for the hip hop heads. He's serving two audiences. He's serving the hip hop heads and the internet nerds who break all this shit down and make videos about
exactly.
this shit.
Exactly.
I'm with Friday on this. I think I don't think he's having a slip of the tongue or making a mistake when he says the radio personality. Um, the only thing I could think about is, is two things, and I'll throw it to you guys, and you guys can answer it. How recent do you think this track is? He
Yeah,
doesn't
that's the
really like it. It kind of does seem like a track that you would want to drop on 9/11 because you think about 9/11 historically. That's when the towers got knocked over in New York, the Twin Towers. That was the time where, essentially, as we said, ground zero was established. And he's talking about burn to destroy to rebuild, which is almost saying that the culture is toxic, that we need to kill everything off and start from scratch. Maybe this is almost like an evergreen track where, he's had this type of thought. It fits a day like today where it's 9/11. You know what I'm saying?
You don't think it comes? I think he wrote the track within the last day or two of the announcement of the Super Bowl. I feel like it may have been a thought process, but like you already said, a guy that's the most quiet watches everything. He with that song, he proves that he's watching what the blogs, watching what you say specifically, and he may have curated some, older feelings mixed in with what just happened for the last, 2 days from his announcement. And that gave him enough time to drop, on 9/11.
Hey, and let me ask y'all a question because Kendrick to me also is coming across slightly as, you ever see a lot of these motherfuckers on Twitter they're always complaining about something. They never tell you. They're complainers, right? They'll tell you what's wrong. They'll never give solutions how to get to the place where things are right. So they wait for somebody to fuck up, and they're like, "Yo, see, look at that. That's bad." And clearly, yeah, whatever it is, that's bad. But they never really have. These people never have solutions. They never have anything, right? And when I think about Kendrick and how like the things he's rapping about, he's kind of rapping about what he doesn't like with a culture. Like he's clearly mentioned that Drake is the epitome of kind of what he doesn't like, but he doesn't really either focus on saying what he does like, how to get to the place of making a culture better, that we could get to things that he likes more, or he doesn't really highlight, unless you're gonna say Lecrae, he doesn't really highlight what the fuck he likes. He's just kind of pretty much constantly venting about why he's mad or why he needs to hate.
Sometimes you don't need to speak, you just gotta do action. Now, my thing is with this song, it seems like this song is not really talking about the beef, but what the beef was supposed to lead to. Like this, some niggas feel like he gonna try to put so much pressure on this moment, this build up to whatever, the Super Bowl, obviously, and then possibly an album to trying to drown out the noise of Drake. But then this sounds like the goal is to usher in a new era of music when we're back on the, this type of hip hop, quote unquote shit. This is just a theory.
Okay, what era and what type of hip hop? You gotta be specific.
I don't think it's
You're
like an
talking about
era
that
thing.
late
I just think
'90s or
it's an
early '90s
attention
hip
thing.
hop.
I don't think it's
You talking about that boom bap shit, or are we talking about on a morality level? Because
morality level.
Okay.
Yeah, early '90s, Native Tongue, Public Enemy, that type shit.
And he got two black Nikes right here on 9/11. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's somewhat a testament to like the whole idea of like, oh, Drake needs to go away from music to get better.
But can I ask y'all a question? With we knowing that the track is directed to like media and propaganda, since the beef and up to today, when has Dot received any bad press
I
besides
agree.
the Super Bowl situation? What moment has he had where the narrative or propaganda was against him since the beef started?
I mean,
It's been in
he
his
Also, real
favor.
quick, somebody
he
made a note
hasn't.
that 9/11 is also when Jay-Z dropped Blueprint. So there might be some correlation there.
But I'm saying the whole thing about that track is based around media propaganda. Like I said, Act may not want to believe it, but I think it's a diss to him. But it's been based around media propaganda, radio personality, a narrative, right? And not one moment of this whole year has Dot really had a bad stain on his name. But the Super Bowl situation.
I mean, and I
Also,
wouldn't
keep
even
in mind
consider
those
this.
sneakers. Those sneakers on the cover, those are slider sneakers.
Well,
You
let's
know what
not
I'm
have
saying? Those are
revisionist
stepper
history.
sneakers.
Let's remember that niggas was calling him
Yo,
a woman beater for early in the beef.
I mean, but that was the beef. I mean, but realistically, right? He hasn't really had any negative press behind his no. But at the same time, you got to think about his relationship with the press. Like theoretically speaking, or just realistically speaking, he's a media darling. You know what I mean? He doesn't really ever have bad press.
right.
And like we were saying earlier, right? He typically tends to stay out of the public eye anyway. He's very good at doing that. So you have two forces at play here. You have the fact that he doesn't really pop out much, and if he does, it's for a strategic reason. And even when he does pop out, he's looked at through the lens of a media darling.
Do you
So
not
you're
think that's what
rarely gonna see that.
do you not think that's what the song and that bar was talking about? Essentially, it's like, yo, bro, the reason why niggas may not fuck with me is because I don't give a fuck enough to come talk to you niggas for real, for real. Also,
But what platform talks like that though,
another
Kyrie?
point I
What
want to point
platform
out.
most?
By the way, I also want to ask y'all. When a nigga puts the cover art to be Black Air Forces, it usually saying he's on some different type of timing. It I would be shocked if this has no follow up, right? Like if this sounds like a nigga is ready to slide if he ain't slide already. I
I feel
don't
like
think this song doesn't make it feel like the sliding is complete. It feels like, yo, hold on, wait a minute, I got some more for you.
Yeah,
Nah,
for
I feel
sure.
like he been standing over the
This
body.
just
He been
shows
standing
that
over the
Kendrick
body the
is
whole
just still
time. He just
jealous
been
of
standing
Drake.
over the
I'm
body.
gonna ask you, Ak, okay, if you want to put that in the air as a theory, what do you think he follows up with?
I think this is a song to bait Drake.
So
I agree with that.
okay,
I agree with that.
let's go down this line of thought, right?
Mm-hmm.
You think that he's willing to risk the position that he's made for himself, which at this point I think culturally is pretty solidified as to who won the beef, right? You think he's willing to put all that up to go and retread this?
Yes.
Why?
Listen,
He
I'll
has
tell you
a
why.
diss track in the tuck that has not
Yo,
dropped, and I think he's mad that he had to bow out too
hold on,
quick.
hold on. I agree with that, but I really think, put it like this. Y'all remember when and now we gonna go to some boxing shit. I'm not the biggest boxing fan, but hopefully y'all can catch the analogy. Do y'all remember Earl Spencer versus Terrence Crawford? And listen, I think a lot of people thought that fight was gonna be a lot closer than it was. However, the
Remember?
fight went down, and you could tell, even if they fought 10 times, I think Terrence Crawford will want to fight 10 times. He know that nigga don't got nothing for him. I think Kendrick is armed with the belief that Drake don't got nothing for him. Honestly,
Right.
I think anytime Kendrick on the beach, shirt off, sticking his chest out, and anytime he walked past Drake and Adonis making a sandcastle, he kicking that shit over. He really think that. I swear, I think that's what he think. He think Drake don't got nothing for him. I'm telling you, I think in his mind now, I think he's always thought that he could defeat Drake. I think after it went like this, he thinks he could beat Drake on his off day.
Look at it like this, Egg. It's like a street beef. Like you might get into something and a dude might just, wave the white flag, which everybody think Drake did, and he feel like he did not get to use the weapon that he wanted to use. Like I feel like he's trying to tell him, like, bro, damn, I just didn't use that switch. I got this button I want to use so bad. But
Posting beat up black Air Forces says like, bro, I wasn't done whooping your ass. Like,
yeah, I got something else, but you tapped out, and I really want to give you what I got left for you. I feel like
But
like he
Drake
said, he
didn't
had.
tap out though. We ain't gonna sit here and lie and be
No,
like
he
Drake
I mean,
tapped
did.
out. No.
he said
He
I ain't
did.
trying to go
He
back and
did.
forth with no more on that shit. I ain't trying to do this and that. He did
Yeah.
say that. He was not
He
trying to.
tapped out.
Yeah,
Drake
that's
did not tap out. Drake never
He
tapped out on a
did.
beef. We ain't gonna let y'all get
Okay,
that off.
Wale. We could literally pull up
we
the
could be
hard
honest.
part
About
six
that.
right now and listen to the end of it. He
That's
tapped
a
out.
white flag.
He
That's a white
tapped
flag
out
straight.
That
on
was
wax.
not
He
no
tapped
white
out.
flag.
He said, "Come back when y'all got some
Sorry,
facts."
that was like
Now,
a
now,
you
Bro,
got it. You can have that
Right?
shit. I don't want to do
That's not
this
a
no
tap
more.
I
out.
don't want to do this no more.
He said
Exactly.
I don't
That's
want to
all that
do
Come
this
was.
back
no
when you got
more.
some
You can
facts
have
and we
that
can
shit.
re-engage.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The way Kendrick is moving is the way Drake was moving after he slapped up Meek Mill. When that back to
Exactly.
back hit, Drake went on to Summer 16. He was still
Oh,
he
I
was
was just
still doing
about
his
to
thing.
say that. That's funny, bro.
Drake was acting like he was the king of Philly, right? Like he was just like, say another word, motherfucker. Say another word. Like he was almost punking that nigga, right? That's what Kendrick is
So
on,
black,
bro.
you think
yeah,
that
so
Black
that's how
Air
you feel.
Force
You feel like
is the
that's how you
equivalent
feel.
to his Summer 16, bro? Okay. All right, I can
No,
see that.
Yo, he's
nah.
telling niggas
Yo,
that
yo,
he got more in
yo.
the tuck.
eh,
Like
eh,
he really not done with him, man.
No, no,
And
I
he
agree
bro,
really
with
want to
that
give
bro.
him
too.
what he got left,
Yo,
yo.
I agree with
I'm gonna
that
I
be
mean, I
too.
real
guess
with
that
you.
would be the
Kendrick
perfect
do not
time.
got another lot like us. You can
It ain't a
you
not
can
like
mark
I
my
think it's more
words. It,
disrespectful, Wale. I think it's far more
No, I think
disrespectful than that.
Yo,
I think it
bro,
would
Kendrick
be
don't
on the
got another
same
lot like
level of
us.
Meet
He
the
don't got
Grams,
another
bro.
hit like
yo,
this.
by the
We
way,
know
I
this.
also believe that I'm in full belief after this track today. Like I was always thinking about it because I'm like, the way he's playing this, he's doing these strategic moments. He definitely wants to make sure of any battle in history, this is gonna sting the most. Which it is the biggest battle, right?
Right.
After hearing him drop this, I am now in the belief that Kendrick is not. I think another reason why he dropped this, he's seen Drake start to do the 100 gigs. He's trying to, like he did a couple of things. Yo, look at the documentary. Look at me making some other songs. And we're like, damn, we used to love Drake. Drake's the best. Oh, shit. He dropped like 10 songs. Oh, shit. Like, Drake was getting momentum. And as soon as the momentum is getting up there, before he could hit second gear, hear hating ass Kendrick come again. I think he's trying to kill Drake's career, 100%. And when I mean kill his career, Not that Drake's career could ever be killed, but I don't think he wants Drake to ever get back to that peak of dominance, and he's gonna always remind the culture, remember, I spec that little boy over there. That's
Can
what.
I
And
ask
I'll
you a
tell you,
question?
I
I'm
think he's
Do
gonna
you
gonna be
drop
think that
again.
honest
The
with
eventually?
you, Ak.
morale of the big steppers.
I think he's gonna
I
drop
don't
again.
think that even if Kendrick never did any of this, I think he was gonna do the Super Bowl thing regardless. But even if he dropped a song at all or did not, I don't think Drake is ever getting back to the same position he had or was at. Like he took too much of a hit with this. If I'm being totally honest with you, like throughout this entire little run that he's been doing with these surprise drops and dropping on his Finsta, it's just my advice to him would have been to just fade back, play the background, let people miss you. Basically, do what Kendrick does, nigga, and allow people to miss you, and then you pop out with the best music you've released in the last decade, bro. That's how you win them back over. You don't what the way that he's playing this right now is as if he's a sore loser. He can't come to terms with the fact that he lost, and through desperation, he's grasping at straws to try to turn the tides any way that he can. But because it's so close to the beef and to this fucking song that's not dead yet culturally, all people are gonna think of whenever you drop or show your face is the fact that you lost magnificently to this nigga.
And by
But
the
Akita, can
way,
I ask you a
The
Man,
war
question
ain't
though?
over. He
Super
ain't
Bowl,
lost
Akita,
yet. The war
Akita,
ain't
how
over.
about this, bro? Do you think that with you saying that he wanted to bury him completely, or Drake should have did this? Do you think? Because I think Dot is a completely showing that he's obsessed a little bit. But do you think if he
I agree
keeps
with that
working
too.
in this favor and maybe keep trying to bait Drake out, do you think the culture eventually or people eventually look at it like he's obsessed? Like you've
I
already
think y'all
won.
got
You're
it all
taking it too
wrong.
far.
I think y'all got it in reverse. I think y'all are obsessed, and y'all so obsessed that y'all don't realize y'all fueling the conversation.
Playing devil's advocate.
Yo,
I'm
yo,
just saying.
yo,
I think he's shown that he's completely a hater of Drake
yo,
and
And
he's
yo,
trying to end it.
yo,
But
yo,
I
yo.
think
To
a
be
I'm
part of
saying
honest,
the
he,
reason
yo,
why
to
this
be
shit be
honest,
hitting harder
I
for
don't
niggas is
think
because
there
you be
is
saying,
anything that Kendrick could do. I think as long as Kendrick is seen as the guy who aligns with some of the core values and plights of the culture and black people, somebody like Drake, who makes great music, catchy music, maybe great R&B music, but it would need to, the only way the culture would ever turn their back on Kendrick is if they found out he was a fraud. And I don't think Drake doesn't have that tool chest to be able to hold a mirror up. It would have to be someone who is in the same realm as Kendrick. So again, I think he knows he's walking around with that culture card in his pocket, and he could no one will say he's bullying Drake, or no one will be like, damn, bro, like you obsessed with Drake. Like we're saying it because like obviously we're like, damn, do you still dissing him? But the culture won't be tired of it because they feel like no matter what he does, he's doing a cultural job of, putting a nigga like Drake in his place or getting rid of Drake, if you get what I'm saying.
Yo,
I
let me
think
ask
it's
you a
less of that.
question.
I think it's more of your impact on the culture which causes that.
What do you mean?
I think you sometimes are delusional to your impact in the culture. Like just earlier in this conversation, you made it seem as if you didn't make it seem like Game Two referred only to music. That was complete bullshit.
or
You
like you do.
reference things in a way because you are a super fan, you are Drake's biggest fan. You sometimes have just an ignorant level of bias that you allow to run rampant. That at a certain point fuels people disdain for a nigga. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right, let me ask you a question. You think that I made it seem more like Game 2 was a second iteration of the battle more than Drake?
Yes.
What? The
Yes,
guy
yes,
himself?
yes.
Yes,
How do you?
yes.
Okay, hold on. You gotta be playing dumb right now. You know
Because
that you
why?
did that.
Hold on, no, no,
You
no,
know that you did
no, no,
that.
no, no. Wait. Well, y'all answer to that question is y'all telling me that my voice is seen as more important than the actual person who you think I'm speaking for. Because look at what he posted. Look at what he
And
posted.
again, not see. This is where you become a fan again, and you again. This is the
The
right here.
nigga
This right here.
posted,
This part you're
yo,
doing
the
right now
nigga
is the
posted
delusional part.
Rasheed Wallace talking in the sense of playoffs and saying we're gonna win game 2, and you're saying that image with his caption on his Instagram was not enough. It was me talking about it.
There's about 3-4 tweets post beef that you made it seem as if niggas wasn't done. You, nobody else. You, nigga, you. Right there in the chair. You did that.
Hold on.
Nobody else did that.
Hold on.
And it creates a fuse of conversation.
Wait. Now, this is where I keep running into this problem with y'all. I stand by it. Like, this issue isn't resolved. Are they going to rap battle again? That's my whole point. They're not rap battling again, okay? That's over. Is Drake going to keep dissing him? Is he going to keep dissing Drake? Yes. Are they going to be like, hey, song for song? No, that shit is done. It's over with. Go back to May if you want that shit.
No,
right?
We know that, but you the way you speak on things adds a certain level of, you skew the perspective where, like, anytime that Kendrick does do anything, you just make it an alley-oop because he know that you gonna come try to underplay it in some degree. And I'm just saying.
Well, like,
let me ask you a quick question. Let me ask you a quick question. Do you think that Kendrick is going to drop again?
Based on this song, I would imagine that this is a precursor for something that we're gonna see.
How soon? Because I'm thinking within the next 2 weeks he's gonna drop again.
And here's the thing. I think what Kendrick is good at, and I think even way better than Drake, he maneuvers and he calls audibles. Like, for example, he called an audible with Meet the Grams. When Meet the Grams dropped, I think that was supposed to be the gut shot, the kill shot for Drake. And when it is kind of panning out that, hey, well, cool, you're calling him a pedophile, I get it, but he doesn't have a kid. I think he pivoted real quick and kind of overshadowed the fact that shot really landed flat, and he dropped Not Like Us. So I think he dropped this song to react to all the news about the Super Bowl thing, and then I think he's going to drop another song reacting to what people are saying about this. You get what I'm saying? And what I believe that song will be, it might be that intro song that was on Not Like Us, or it's going to be a song that, yes, it might have a couple bars dissing Drake, but it's not going to be, because this song sounds like he's trying to get back in the battle, right? Am I wrong?
No,
a little bit.
This does not.
That's why I said it seemed like it'd be a tough one.
You think that?
What?
You think that Kendrick could drop another Not Like Us or something that's equivalent to, like, people like, oh, that's the one? Because I think everything he usually drops is very boring. Because if he could drop another Like Us, we might be in trouble.
No.
I don't think he can do that.
No, I definitely think he can. I think this iteration of Kendrick is going to be Kendrick, even if he's using a Bay Area sound or he's using other West Coast type of sounds, but he's going to keep shit up a tempo. He's not going to come and just rap us to death. And the reason why I was saying this sounds like he's trying to start another battle, this type of eerie type of rapping reminds me of Meet the Grams. No, it means
Meet the Grams.
Like, other than Meet the Grams, when have you ever heard Kendrick drop a record like this, where he's almost talking in parables and fucking puzzles?
He does it all the time, bro. Come on.
Yeah, it's in his discography.
Kendrick,
he drops one off. Hold on, he drops one off tracks like this randomly.
This is a segue, yo.
His one-off tracks are typically his Heart series at this point, but earlier in his career, like, yeah.
Even with the Heart series, it's not like this. Almost feels like a riddle. Feels like it's like almost like it's like Jigsaw. Same with Meet the Grams. It feels like, yo, figure this out.
Right, but this is what I mean. This is why people are supposed to sit and try to analyze this as best as they can. He dropped this for a reason. Right.
This is an interlude.
I think it's a beef summary song.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that nigga Kendrick
song as well.
He's gassed up off everybody, especially all the YouTube reviewers. Shout out to my man What's the Dirt and all the other guys. They break down every little thing he does. That I think these days he's just doing this shit for like Easter eggs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows that no matter what, y'all gonna call him genius. So you know what? He's gonna put a little effort into it. Okay, dropped on September 11th. I guarantee you're gonna look at the time, and that probably has some meaning. I've seen people already say on Instagram, "Yo, he stopped rapping at 5 minutes and 4 seconds. What's 504? 504 is like a popular it's a popular area code for New Orleans. Like, come on, bro. Like,
or it's a way to keep niggas on their toes.
no, man.
But
I
this
heard the
is not like a finisher.
I heard the Super Bowl ad that he did was actually referencing a historic American video from like a movie or some shit.
Yeah,
So
apparently.
can we? Wait, hold on. Let's stop. Let's stop at that, right? And double back. So when you asked about the dates, because that's an important point that Kyrie just brought up that I didn't get to answer you on. I think all of the dates that he's bringing up, because this is it stems back to one of the many things that he was bringing against Drake in the beef. I think he's using dates that are very significant to American culture specifically. Like, you get me? Like, he's specifically referencing things that are important to American culture to kind of dig at the fact that he's not American, and it's kind of something that we can rally behind. So, like, the Kyrie saying what he just said also doesn't surprise me. It kind of goes in line with that also.
Hey, Friday, I know you're still here.
Yeah.
What do you feel like? Because again, I even hear like even people on the West Coast, the way they call Drake is like, Rick Ross was calling White Boy, like they just call him the Canadian. Like it's almost like it's like it's meant to be so derogative. It's like, yo, you gonna fuck with us? You gonna fuck with the Canadian over us? And like I heard Rick Ross say too. I've seen a couple of people say it, and I'm like, is that like a thing that Kendrick could really hang his hat on and gain people to support him? Basically on some, yo, we're culture, we're LA. You're not gonna fuck with a Canadian over us, right? Like,
It kind of makes me feel uncertain, man.
I think he can't lean on that too much though. My bad. Go ahead.
But it makes me feel uncertain though, because as a Canadian who broadcast to a lot of American audience, and I talk to American people, I'm like, do you all feel that way? Because a lot of people have been rallying behind him with this shit. If Rick Ross is echoing that same sentiment, and like you said, people in LA are just saying the Canadian, then has it been like that the whole time? Like, are we allowed in the game? Are we outsiders to the shit? Like,
yeah, that's kind of
you have a
interesting.
whole scene besides Drake, so there's a whole bunch of other niggas who are trying to get their foot in the door. And if that's the sentiment in the United States that we don't fuck with y'all, it's kind of saying a lot, dog.
Now, it can't be because they fuck with the Weeknd. Like no one's saying that about the Weeknd.
Yeah. Or Tory.
I think it's because they think that Drake has co-opted American culture and he's a Canadian, right? And they're like, yo, again, unlike a pop star like The Weeknd doesn't have to come here and act like he's from Memphis or Houston. They're looking at Drake and they're like, yo, you've co-opted like American culture, and that's like the indictment that we have against you, right?
Yeah, but R&B isn't R&B American culture as well? Rhythm and blues from way back in the days, the blues, it's the same thing. They're not putting the same indictment on The Weeknd. And hip-hop is an American art form. There's no way of doing hip-hop music and not emulating American culture in some kind of way, no matter how much of a Canadian swing, Toronto swing we put on this shit. It's still American culture. So are we just not allowed to do hip-hop? Is niggas in Poland not allowed to do hip-hop? Japan, all these other places? All these niggas got to put the mic down?
And by the way, let me play this video. They claim that Kendrick's Super Bowl performance, or not performance, his announcement referenced. They said he referenced a General Patton introduction speech from a 1970 film. Look at this. And basically said, after you realize that this is what Kendrick referenced, you realize even Kendrick's Super Bowl announcement was a Drake diss because he referenced something that was super patriotic, which kind of, when juxtaposed to his situation with Drake, basically saying, we're Americans, this is home team, that's a Canadian. So let me just play this real quick.
Man, All this stuff you've heard about America not wanting to fight, wanting to stay out of the war, is a lot of horse dung. Americans traditionally love to fight. All real Americans love the sting of battle. When you were kids, you all admired the champion marble shooter, the fastest runner, big league ball players, the toughest boxers. Americans love a winner and will not tolerate a loser. Americans play to win all the time. I wouldn't give a hoot in hell for a man who lost and laughed. That's why Americans have never lost and will never lose a war. Because the very thought of losing is hateful to Americans. Now, an army is a team. It lives, eats, sleeps, fights as a team. This individuality stuff is a bunch of crap. The bilious bastards who wrote that stuff about individuality for the Saturday Evening Post don't know anything more about real battle than they do about fornicating. Now, we have the finest food and equipment, the best spirit, and the best men in the world. You know, by God, I actually pity those poor bastards we're going up against. By God, I do. We're not just going to shoot the bastards. We're going to cut out their living guts and use them to grease the treads of our tanks. We're going to murder those lousy Hun bastards by the bushel. Now,
Bro.
some of you boys, I know, are wondering whether or not you'll chicken out under fire. Don't worry about it. I can assure you that you will all do your duty.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I think Kendrick's a sick guy, man.
How am I supposed to feel when I get across the border? I gotta be looking over my shoulder, just in case nigga finds out I'm Canadian.
Y'all was already saying that because we got guns. Come on, calm down, bro.
Come on, B. The way this nigga's making it sound, he's making it sound like it's America versus Canada.
No, y'all just
the nigga's walking in front of an American flag.
Hey, by the way, that's a great point you're making. But we have to understand why Kendrick. I'm not saying why he won, but why it even look like that, like why the pop out and everything. He did turn this into the West Coast versus Drake, and it's easier to say West Coast versus the Canadian, which then extends to Canada, because you realize the whole West Coast kind of united and supported Kendrick in this battle, right? Like they felt like our identity is in question if we don't support this guy, and they did.
But you can't fault the West Coast for being in support of Kendrick when, again, one of the tracks that Drake, for whatever reason, thought was okay to put out was a track mocking a legendary West Coast artist to try to get at Kendrick. So I mean that's kind of only stands to follow that the West Coast would get behind him. Like, I'm sorry, like nigga, you can't go on a fucking song and put your voice behind an AI version of Tupac and expect niggas on the West Coast won't take that some type of way.
But do niggas in New York feel the same way about Canadians as maybe West Coast is feeling right now? Or maybe in Philadelphia or wherever? Or is it just a West Coast thing?
That's just a West Coast thing, because
it's not even a West Coast thing. Y'all could go wherever y'all want to go.
I don't think it's a West Coast thing, really. I literally believe that Kendrick realized his biggest advantage against Drake was that authentically and organically, hip hop in the United States, it's a stronghold, and obviously it's not the birthplace like New York, but like LA has a storied history and an authentic swag that has always been admired and also acknowledged. And the easiest thing when someone is seen as a cultural guy who's one of the leaders from a place like that is to say, look at Drake. If I was battling with Drake, I would say that too. Like, bro, you know, it's like you ever seen somebody argue with a white dude? Like, shit, we were just talking about what's that guy named Brandon Buckingham? They'd be like, yo, bro, go do the videos in your culture. You know what I mean? that's a way to get at Drake. Yo, Drake, yo, stop talking like niggas from Memphis and running to Houston. How about you be a Canadian, right? That's a kind of a way to kind of get at him because what Drake has historically done is that he's really showed love and moved around in the US that people kind of didn't really look at him as, oh, this is an outsider. It's like, yo, this is just one of us.
But that's what
So it was
that's what
okay when
that's
he
what
was giving the slaps, but now
exactly.
go
That's
back to
that's
Canada.
exactly. That's what niggas get for dick riding. But it's cool. Ain't no doubling. Don't double back. Don't try to be Drake friend later on, nigga.
But that's the
And that's
one
for
thing
all the
about
niggas that
Kendrick
switch.
that I don't see it. I feel like Kendrick the only person you can say when he's stopped fucking with Drake, that's when he stopped fucking with Drake, and that was clear. Everybody else was doing the back and forth shit.
Wow,
Bro,
Kendrick
I ain't
really
gonna lie.
got on some go back to your country shit.
This nigga Kendrick garbage, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all dick. Hey, Kyrie, you been dick sucking this nigga Kendrick, bro. That shit is terrible.
To be honest, you didn't ask me what I thought about the song. I think the song is cool, but y'all the reason why. Again, y'all the reason why niggas talk about this shit. Nobody would talk about this shit if y'all niggas was so butthurt.
I
I
mean,
heard he
I when you say that, Kyrie, I
did.
think you're referring to like I guess the stream act, the chat niggas, because I definitely agree that this act hub keeps this shit alive. You know what I'm saying? The back and forth, which is not a problem. I mean, that's him reporting on Drake and Kendrick beef. It was the number one source, but yeah, it wouldn't be
Yo,
still going if niggas ain't invest. But
I
Kendrick definitely is still trying to keep this beef alive.
I
Clearly with
deny
this song.
that I play really even remotely significant, bro. You know what plays the biggest part?
You delusional.
Not like us, just being on the fucking charts. And no matter what Drake does, they'd be like, it's probably A minor, or they just say some dumb shit. Look, he ran to Atlanta to get a check balance. Like, bro, everything that Drake has done, they compare to the fucking song. That song is the vein of everybody's existence.
Hey
Let
man,
me
you
ask
know
you a
what
quick
they say,
question,
man.
Mac.
You know what
Oh,
they
wait,
say.
hold on.
You live by the
Number
sword, you
number
die by the
one.
sword.
Go ahead, Kyrie. Go
You
ahead.
live by the sword, you die by the sword. What do you do to Meek? You just said it. You just said it a little bit ago. You said Drake is to Kendrick what Meek is to Drake. You said that.
And I think you're delusional if you
That's
think you don't play
crazy.
a big factor in the act. I think
Yes,
you really got to
100%.
stop acting like you not the source. Like you kind of downplay your impact. I mean, I know that probably wasn't the main topic, but you downplay your impact in this whole thing, man. And
The
you're
nigga put you
clearly,
on the song.
yeah, he's talking about
That's
you. And that's, yeah, he's put you on a song before. He's talking to you with this song. When you sit back again, and we know Kendrick put 1,000 cryptic messages in a song, man.
Hey, by the way,
I don't know how you can't feel that way.
I agree with by the way, thank you for the donation, LK. He says, is DJ Head gonna apologize to Act for saying I was capping when I said Kendrick was loading? Isn't this loaded? This is what he loaded up. The nigga loaded up an announcement and loaded up this motherfucking song. DJ Head, I need an apology prompt and early. I'm sorry, my nigga. I don't know. Maybe you got the text now number with Kendrick. You're not getting the fucking news. But my nigga, listen, I get it from the hard drive. I don't need permission. You feel me? We'll go get that bitch. You get what I'm saying? So when I told you the nigga was loading, clearly it was true. Anyway, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This nigga's just obsessed, bro. Kendrick's an obsessed guy. And a part of it
Facts.
I respect, though. A part of it I respect. Part of it I respect where it's like, I feel like he's almost like, yo, I gotta make sure I finish the job. Like he's really on some shit like that. That's like a car spinning the block, be like, yo, bro, everybody on the block is like shot. And he's like, hold on, man, just to make sure. Just to
I think Drake is
make
injured
sure.
right now.
Hold on.
Look, but
Act,
hold on.
the
Let me
chat
ask
is
one
saying
question
you're
for
in
If
Act.
you're
denial,
gonna
Act.
hold
The
on,
chat
hold
says you're in
on.
Hold
denial.
on. I got a serious question for
If you're
Act.
gonna
I got a
say,
serious question.
go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Serious question for Act. Right? And big salute to my podcast host, Dusty Wallace and DJ Zard. They brought up this question because the Blue Red Green song came down off of the streaming platforms.
Yeah.
And Drake is dealing with Kendrick now coming with new songs against him. Do you think that Drake is beefing with a label?
I said that before.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Drake is fighting this battle on all fronts at this point. I think he's realizing that he is finally at the point where 50 was at when Jimmy Iovine got tired of him. I think the industry just completely saying, we're good off of you, brother. We're good off of you.
That's a very good comparison, bro.
And
I'm not gonna
and
lie.
I think it's deeper than that. Because
he's
when you
fighting
got
so
Jack
many
Dorsey,
different
nigga, that's
battles.
Tech.
He's fighting
Tech
so many
don't
different
like that,
battles.
nigga.
So we're gonna.
He's fighting an unfair advantage. He's beefing with his own label, and then you got this little 5 foot nigga in LA sending shots at you. Come on, B.
Yo, here's the thing though. I don't think hip hop. And I see shit. I mean, I see a lot of people adopt he's fighting a 20v1. I don't think hip hop has the sympathy that some people might expect for Drake, even if he is getting ganged up on. I think people are like, so what? Make songs that are undeniable, and I think that's the pressure that's gonna really be bestowed upon Drake. Yo, you got to hit song your way out of this shit. We're not gonna feel bad for you. Like, again, every day or every week we see another new op pop up. Like, yo, oh yeah, I don't like that nigga neither.
I'm gonna be honest though.
We know hit songs are made. They're not. They're made by the industry. They're not just made by the artist.
I agree
Hey,
with that
do
too.
you
The
not
button
think that
has to get pushed properly for a hit song to be made. So no matter how good the song is, you can make the most amazing save the world song that should be a hit. If the button is not pushed, it won't be a hit.
Yo, I personally believe it.
He can make great music. If they don't push the button, he's still dead in the water, fam.
Yo, a lot of people say, yo, Ack, you're Drake's mouthpiece. Pause. Or like they said about the Mealy Mall dude, right? I think Drake at this point, I think Drake eventually will speak. Because what's happening to him at this moment is unprecedented, right? But I still think that I think he's shell shocked a bit. Like, wait, oh yeah, I think he's serious? Like he's still trying to process and figure out the depth and scope of what he's going at. You know what I mean? And
Bro,
I think at that
crazy.
point,
You gotta stop saying stuff like that.
You said what?
No,
You gotta stop
it's true.
saying stuff like that. That's what you make it seem so bad, where it's really not that deep.
like he getting beat up on, like he getting ganged up on? I don't think he was oblivious to it. I think it's just the fake love that Dirk was speaking on. I think some of the stuff that just referenced it.
No, he was oblivious. He was oblivious. I'm telling you, he was shocked. He was like, "What the fuck?" He was shocked.
I mean, that's kind of in denial because you in denial right now.
No,
The chat is saying you're in denial about this record just as much as Drake be. If you saying Drake in denial,
no, you're not getting what I'm saying. He was shocked by all of the people who he thought he didn't have problems with, that were either neutral or wouldn't have reason to be joining in on trying to celebrate his demise, kick his back in, or do other things. That's what he's not surprised by. Yo, he knew Kendrick was a hater back when he brought Kendrick on tour. He's not surprised by Kendrick. He's surprised by a lot of these other guys. Like, brother, I got you tatted on me.
Future's
I'm surprised by you. Yo, he put it like this. He realized that a lot of people that, maybe they weren't the closest at this moment in time, but in a million years, he didn't think they would go against him. He was fucking shocked. Like, what the fuck? Wait, this nigga.
But this goes back to the question I asked you earlier about, again, he really had to pay his dues for acceptance culturally. That includes his industry connects too. So again, it goes back to what I asked you earlier about, don't you think that for as smart as Drake is, or it appears to be, that he would have known that his relationships to a certain extent would have been transactional? And no matter what you do for these niggas, bro, no matter what you do for these niggas, they're not genuinely fucking with you unless you were doing something to scratch their
Hold
back
on.
anyway.
Yes.
You can't be surprised that industry niggas are fake.
No, hold on. No.
Yeah.
It's two different things, right? And I'll piggyback off what you just said. You can't be surprised that industry niggas are fake. It's one thing where you have niggas who are fake, and it's another thing where you see, like, put like this. Say me and you, we're like fake friends. We see each other all the time. Like we act like we're friends, but we're not really friends. Like, we might even tell the public, like, oh, that's my twin, right? But we're not that close, right? It's kind of fake friends. It's one thing being fake friends. It's another thing when you start getting jumped and the nigga you thought y'all weren't the best of friends, but y'all definitely didn't have smoke, or in your mind y'all didn't have smoke. He's the one with his size 13 Timberlands, nigga, stomping you out.
But
That's
the
the
only
thing where
person
he
is
shocked.
that Future, ain't it? I mean, who else would you really consider out the beef that was like
Right.
that
Hold
much of
on.
a shocker?
Rick Ross.
Hey, by the way, I'm not only even talking about the musicians. I'm talking about other people who played a part.
The
Yo,
label.
LeBron, what you doing, Bron? Bron, what's going on? I got you tatted. Yo,
DeMar
DeRozan,
DeRozan.
you said I was your brother. How are you crip walking to the pedophile anthem? Yo,
I mean, let's be real though. Let's be real. Y'all talking about good business and shit like that. Notoriously, the good brother Drake is known for being a habitual shorty popper. A lot of that shit go out the window if we gonna be honest. Cause a lot of y'all the same niggas that said 6ix9ine is okay for snitching because his girl got fucked. Let's be real. Let's be
hold
real.
on.
No, that's why I said Drake is not oblivious
Points
to
were
what he's
made.
done because he know he done fucked them niggas girls. So I don't think it's too many of those dudes that wind up coming out that he wasn't shocked about. That he should
Nigga,
have known they had some problem, but
he
like
ain't
a
fuck
Future,
LeBron girl,
right?
nigga.
Right, not LeBron, but yeah, LeBron,
Come
DeMar
on,
Right.
DeRozan,
don't use the
Future.
one example.
He ain't fuck Rick Ross
Why?
girl neither.
Nigga.
Shit,
Nah,
he fucked
nah,
somebody's shorty.
nah, but man.
Wait. It's not just about fucking somebody's girl. It's about how niggas play with niggas' girls and they face. You know what that do to niggas, bruh. You know that's the thing niggas do. We gotta
It
I
stop
goes
feel
acting
back to
like
like
what I
we
was
don't know what
saying
we're talking
And
earlier.
about.
it can't, it's
How they let
likely
this
also
Canadian
not
come in.
just,
Sorry, it goes back to what I was saying earlier.
no, go
How
ahead,
do you let
brother.
this
Go ahead.
Canadian come in and be in here for 13 to 15 years? Get him out of here already.
it's definitely
By the way,
the LeBron effect, or the I think it's like you live long enough to see yourself become a villain. And
Fact.
by the
But
way,
what if you was
chat.
doing villain shit though? What if you was doing villain shit the whole time? Like that's the part
I mean,
I'm
clearly he was though,
So,
Kyrie, because I think Drake and Rick Ross beef been upon us. We just didn't know. I feel like a lot of this shit that we got this year was already working in the back, and people knew. We just got as the public, you know what I'm saying, the glance into it.
right. And
Yeah.
also too, I also want to say this. I feel like people put way too much emphasis on the whole, Drake likes to mess around with people's girls aspect of it. But if the French Montana situation with the cease and desist is anything to go by, it's not just the girls. Like he's more than likely doing things on a business
Yo,
level
I ain't
behind the
gonna lie.
scenes, like
I
blocking
was just
certain
about to
movements and stuff
deflect.
like that too.
I was just about to deflect on that, and I see niggas say Rick Ross. I'm like, he ain't fuck Rick Ross girl. Yeah, he did. Like he fuck.
Come on, bro.
Yes, but
Wait,
even
wait,
if
he
he
fucked
did,
Auntie?
nobody
Yeah, that's
cared
what I'm
about
about to
him
say. You a
fucking all these
damn
guys'
shame if you
yo,
girls
did.
yo,
2
yo,
years
it's
ago.
lyric galore. Yeah, he probably shit out here. I ain't gonna lie. He probably shit out
Yes, but
here.
if he's been fucking all these guys' girls for years, why didn't they say shit over the last 10 years? Why are they only saying shit in 2024?
They need him more than they
Oh,
hated
because
him.
it didn't benefit
They
them at the time to say anything. Like he
and
still
and they
had too
don't
So
need
much.
they were
them.
just being cucks the whole time until 2024?
Yo, Drake
Yes,
said
Yeah,
himself, they need
yeah.
me more than they hate me. I thought it was a great bar, but I thought it was an exaggeration. It appears, yeah, niggas did hate him, but they just needed him more. Now they don't need him. They're saying, fuck you, nigga, I hate you.
yeah. This was a
I
planned,
think that's what it
coordinated
is.
attack. You know what I'm saying? This was a planned, coordinated attack. They seen a chink in the armor. They said 2024 is the year of the truth. We got a chance to let's do it together. Kanye West tried to even insert himself. You seen it. You know what I'm saying? Like this was a
I'm not
planned attack.
I'm not gonna lie. At this point in time, the most interesting thing I want to know about is when did niggas know they was doing the Super Bowl? That's the most interesting thing here. Everything else is here nor there for me. I don't care about nothing else. When did this nigga know about doing the Super Bowl? Because if he knew before niggas said, "Oh, big as the Super Bowl," this nigga was sitting back chilling the whole time. Nigga had a whole. He was
Nah, I
plotting.
don't think it came
Also,
that
real quick,
early.
I do think in a way, question for Act: does this put a clock on Drake to have change the tide by Super Bowl? The nigga got to change the tide by Super Bowl. that what niggas is
There is
saying?
no changing the tide, bro. There
What
is
do you
no
mean?
changing
Do
it.
you
What
think
can
he
he
No,
can
do?
you
change the
can't. You
time
can't.
by Super Bowl? Make niggas not, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with
What
you.
can he
No.
do? That's a good question.
I
Act.
believe
I mean,
What
I'm
can he
curious
do,
from all
bro?
y'all. What do
Like
y'all think he
honestly,
can
bro.
do to actually like really get the ball back in his court? Is it anything he can do?
Kendrick
Nigga,
just
I
trying to
don't
stall him
think
out, man.
it's
I think Kendrick is in a way trying to push any major Drake release back as far as he can. Um, I know Drake has said he's dropping in like November or whatever with Party.
Party, and this is
Until I
called.
see actual plans of that rollout, I don't know if that is happening. We might get some songs, but I don't know how committed he is to that. I mean, granted, he announced it, but I feel like he's still as well trying to feel out the crowd to drop his own music and his own rap stuff. I don't know if he just says, "All right, fuck the rap, I'm just going R&B." Then again, you know, it just wouldn't be smart to drop 2 months out before the Super Bowl or 3 months after the Super Bowl because everybody's just gonna be. It's almost gonna bring up the same competitive thing between you and Kendrick. So again, I'm thinking about the next time we get another Drake rap album. Not that we didn't get one just like last year or the year before. It might be until late next year. If
I
we're
was
if,
Drake.
I
He
mean,
dropping the
that would
Super
be the
Bowl.
smarter thing to do is wait. Again, you don't need to keep trying to release, bro. You don't always have to be in people's faces. And now is not the time to be in people's faces. You don't have the public, you don't have the tide of public perception right now, brother. Like, stop trying to pop up and forcefully change it.
If I was
You're
Drake,
not
I
gonna
would
do it.
drop Super
yo, the
Bowl,
only
man.
thing I
Drop.
would say to counter what you just said, brother, he was kind of changing the tide with this 100 gigs thing, bro. Like it was.
Nah,
You don't think so?
go ahead.
It was.
You
It
know,
Go
was
ahead.
name
starting to
No,
build some
if
momentum.
you asking if you asking me, right? I can't speak for because I'm not a Drake and I'm not saying you are like you can say you are if you want. I'm not saying you a Drake stan, but like nigga, for me personally, like it wasn't doing anything for me, and for the circles that I'm in that are neutral, there I don't rock with people who are stans of either. I rock with people who are fans of hip hop, right? They were not jocking it too hard. And like again, it doesn't go against Drake. Like, bro, if he drops something that's fire, niggas will play it. It's just you're the cultural tide is so far against you, niggas still want to see you lose, bro.
I
So
agree.
it's just not the time right now, bro.
I was about to say because if he drops a Acadian rhythm any other time, if it wasn't during, after what happened just with the beef, I think that song is a big song. But the beef has just smeared him so bad and changed the narrative to a lot of people that naturally, as soon as the person hear Drake, they think of oh, I don't fuck with him,
Of
or
Kendrick,
you know what I'm saying, whatever it
right?
might be. So he does
Uh,
have to figure that out. I say
again,
You
if I
never
was
want to
Drake,
have a you don't want to have a YouTube search that when you search up your name, there's a whole bunch of bad videos on you, and it's hard to find your music in between the videos, and that's what's
Dog,
happening with Drake
that's a
right
wait.
now.
good
I know you're
fucking
not saying
point,
that with
bro.
Drake. You're saying
That's a
that with
good
Drake.
point.
Yeah,
Yes,
when you go
bro.
search
Bro,
Drake on YouTube, you're not going to find his music in the first three slots. It might be maybe the second or third one, but you're going to find some video from some YouTuber, the downfall of Drake, why Drake is a
yes,
PDF, or some type of dumb shit.
yeah. Bro, do
You
you know
can't
how
have
many
all that
times a
clogging
day
up the algorithm, B.
Do you know how many times a day, bro, just casually I will get pings from or notifications from YouTube that just say Drake takes another L. Damn, Drake can't win. Damn, another loss for bro. Every day, at least one. Every
But
day,
that's what
at
happens
least
when you
one.
fuck with niggas like Jack Dorsey, because Jack Dorsey is tech. See, the thing is, bro, you got bro. That's a crazy. Like if it was all niggas is one thing, but when you start seeing the white boys pop out of nowhere, start be like they doubling down on the beef every chance they get. They tweeting about the shit. Like
Yo, I'm gonna be
that's
honest
I,
with
I
you.
seen a Penguin Zero video about the beef.
Yo, we just haven't seen any ally. Like we haven't seen any ally of Drake that's powerful. We haven't seen any ally of Drake that will speak up. That's super influential or within. Like he definitely seems alone. And I don't know if this is one of those things where people were like, "Yo, I think this nigga think he's maybe it was arrogance." Where it's like, "Yo, me single handedly I'm bigger than the culture. I don't need y'all niggas. And maybe that's what they're showing him, or literally everybody just stopped fucking with him. Like it's just kind of odd to me, man.
Do you think Drake is surprised that people don't fuck with him?
Hell yeah. I mean, I don't think he should be oblivious to knowing what he might have done, but I think he's definitely surprised how the culture's changed on him.
No. I don't think he's surprised people don't fuck with it. I think he's surprised how many people want him out of here. The reason why I don't think he's surprised that people don't fuck with him, I forgot where I even heard this point, but I think it's true. I think it was a reason we stopped seeing Drake hang with Ross and them and Future and them and start hanging with Yachty. Okay? Like it was like, yo, it's like you got moved to the small lunch table at lunch. You get what I'm saying? Like Drake was at a few other lunch tables. We ain't seen him with them niggas in a while. There's a few niggas we ain't. You remember him and Pluto used to be. We ain't seen them together for a while. So when you start seeing him with Yachty, I even started scratching my face. I was like, wait, why he hanging with Yachty? I think it's if you go from hanging with Future and Weeknd and like these other guys who are like super lit, and now you're hanging with Yachty and Sexy Red, yeah, maybe you got kicked out of Cool Circle, maybe.
I think that beef go back to damn near like Certified Lover Boy, man. When I was listening to some of those songs, I felt like he already knew, the industry was changing on him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
y'all think Yachty was dressing Drake? Nah, think about it.
Nah, bro.
yeah.
No. Come on.
Why not? I mean, it's not dressing like, but a stylist. You go to a
Tyler,
store with your
my bad.
mans, pick out hella clothes. You buying your shit, but it ain't like he ain't sitting there with his mans in the shop shopping with him. Oh yeah, they were shopping together.
I gotta say, even what you just said, I think it's a little bit of the opposite. I
What?
think that Drake kicked them niggas out of the cool table and went to a younger table where it was supposed to be cooler, but it may
No
not
way.
be working out as well as he thought.
No way. No way.
Because
Hold on.
Ross is not as popping as he used to be. Yes,
Wait.
Future's still the man, but
Okay,
you're
maybe you could
talking
say
about
that with Rick
overhead,
Ross.
dog.
Maybe you could say that with Rick Ross. But like with all due respect, the crowd that Drake went to be around, it's not even like oh, he went to hang out with like Cardi. Not saying, not trying to shit on even my boy Yachty, because Yachty's lit, but it's just like, it's not even like Travis. It's like, dude, these artists, they could only benefit from, I can't even see the benefit of you being with them. You get what I'm saying? Drake is usually a mutual benefit type of guy. Him and Travis, him and Weeknd, him and Future, him and Sexy Red. There's no way, like, the dude make R&B songs. He don't need Sexy Red to get to the women. So
wait,
Yeah, it's
no,
a
no,
one-sided transaction.
hold on. Act. I think that I'm gonna just chime in and say this and go right back to it. I think that he's aligning himself with Sexy Red because of the demographic that comes with her, and also because he couldn't get in with Ice Spice at the time. So she's almost like the replacement for that. You get what I'm saying?
okay, no. Hey, listen, I get all of that, but I'm still trying to sit here and say, hey, his usual crew. If you're friends with Nicki, who gives a fuck if you're friends with Sexy Red? Nicki covers all the bases. That's what I'm saying. His old crew covered all the bases of what these younger, newer artists did. Right? If you're friends with Future, with all due respect, probably don't need Savage. Right? And I love Savage. You get what I'm saying? Future.
Okay. The only thing
That's a
you
little bit
mentioned
closer
with
though. That's
that,
a little bit
and
closer.
I
I'll give
feel
you
like
that.
you
That's a
know
little bit
this.
closer. But
It's just the point is you said they're younger. That's the point, and he wants to always stay relevant with the younger crowd. Like Nicki Minaj don't probably have the fucking 16, 19-year olds. You know what I mean? Like she used to. Like Sexy Red does.
man,
And also, does the Drake stimulus package still work?
Oh, that's a different conversation.
Well,
That's a
it's kind of
stupid.
it's part of the
Stupid
conversation
conversation.
because
Niggas probably don't
when
want to
you
get
align
into it. They do the
yourself
math. Niggas
when you
want to just
align
run on
yourself
do
with
the math.
different artists, is it benefiting them as much as it maybe would have benefited 5 years ago, or maybe 8 years ago?
by the
Like the
way,
song that he
chat.
has with Sexy Red isn't really popping as much as it could be, So even Sexy Red aligning herself with Drake isn't benefiting her as much as, like I said, 5 years ago maybe.
By the way, chat, we do got Baka Not Nice chiming in. And apparently he is...
Baka Not Nice.
You don't know Baka?
Personally?
Well, you know who you're talking about, right?
Yeah, you know you're in Toronto, you better chill out, boy.
Oh man,
Bro, you just said,
funny,
who is
bro.
that? Like you've never heard about him
Luther
ever.
Baka.
You never heard about him? You've heard him, right?
Of course.
Oh, you said, who is he? I'm like, what the fuck?
No, I didn't say no. I said salute. I said salute.
Oh, I thought you said, who is he? My bad. I
Yeah, you better
apologize.
clean it up.
No. We know who Baka is out
Okay.
here. Baka
so he comment, apparently Baka is lit on TikTok. He commented on TikTok. He commented to the song and he said the shit sounds like how them shoes look, little nigga. Garbage can. You get what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna lie, that's a cultural thing. That's a cultural absence right there. Because if
the song is trash,
but American know what
lullaby.
those sneakers symbolize. You see what I'm saying? American know what them sneakers symbolize.
Yo, Friday. You were right. They trying to make it like Canadians lack culture or just
like we don't wear the same Air Force Ones when we trying to slide. We wear the same black Air Force Ones when we trying to slide up here too, nigga. It's not an American thing. It's just the best shoes to slide in.
Yeah, niggas in the UK be having the Nike tracksuits on doing the same thing.
I'm just saying, bro.
Bruh, Kyrie, just accept the shit that, this nigga Kendrick corny. He made melatonin music.
No, the song. My thing, I don't know why y'all worried about the song so much. Y'all should be worried about the Super Bowl. Y'all worried about the goddamn song. Y'all need to get prepared for the Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, I think we're trying to figure out, because the guy's a calculated guy, always with a motive, and he does things for a reason. Why did he drop the song? Again, my thoughts is, hey, he's dropping a song because he wants to change the narrative. He wants to do a David Blaine magic trick. Okay, while everybody's giving Jay-Z shit for the decision, and also he's conveniently not ignoring the fact that he was a staunch supporter of Kaepernick, and now he's, I guess, performing at the Super Bowl, the same place that Kaepernick is not invited. The entire league doesn't invite him. Yeah, he doesn't want to talk about that. He'd rather talk about
He's gonna say anything about Jay-Z though. We don't care about that stuff. Y'all bringing up shit that we already.
Hold on. Jay-Z and Kendrick are two different people. Jay-Z was a nigga who literally said he could sell water to a whale. He lost 92 bricks. That's never been a nigga that's ever taunted or touted any type of black excellence unless it benefited him. Kendrick was making songs that were damn near like some Rosa Parks, like yo, we gonna be all right. You know what I mean? Like sit at the front of the bus type song. That was his gig. That's kind of like how people were like, yo, this is his music was the soundtrack for the whole BLM movement. Like, come on, that's different. No.
Yeah, but what did that got to do with the fact that like these niggas been doing this? That's what I'm saying. These niggas been doing this type of music. We keep arguing about the music. It's not about the music no more. This nigga Kendrick is on some Jay-Z shit where like every time you drop, I'm gonna make sure you remember me by stepping on your shit all the time, like Jay-Z do with fucking Nas type shit. That's why I look at it. That's the level they playing at. Like you said, these niggas not going back to back for songs. These niggas going back to back for moments. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, one thing I'll say about you, Kyrie, you're clearly a Kendrick guy. But let me see if you could think maybe objectively a little bit. You have all type of criticisms for Drake. What do you think Drake should do? You tell me.
I do think Drake should take a little while off and come back with a more conscious project than he's ever done before.
What do you mean conscious? Like
just a little bit more reflective into like, whatever he can.
Reflective how? Because Drake's albums are always personal. Like, you just want an album where he says, "Yo, I lost," and I'm sad.
Not what I want, because I appreciate Drake's music. I'm just saying, I think if we having the conversation, I feel like sometimes we could talk about the actual music and what, like, for instance, it's not like you've made any like jaw dropping streams going overhype about the music the nigga dropped. Sense to be.
I like No Face. Circadian Rhythm is one
No,
of
No
the
Face is
best.
fire. I play No Face about 30 times a day. I ain't gonna lie. The Instagram version, though. The Instagram version.
Circadian Rhythm is super dope.
Circadian Rhythm is cool.
It's up as fire.
Yeah, but even like again, your tone, like I think a big part of it is that everything Drake is doing is somewhat expected. With Kendrick, you don't have that.
This is the problem with niggas like Kyrie. Really, he's just not keeping a bean. His advice for Drake is nigga just go in a ditch and die. Like that's what you really want to say.
I'm not
bro,
saying
this nigga didn't even say anything like that. Like what?
No, hold on. Yo, a nigga like Kyrie, there's nothing Drake could do to appease him.
No.
I hear what Kyrie's saying. Kyrie wants conscious Drake.
I just told you I listened to No Face. Literally,
okay, all right, hold on.
I have to go to Instagram and listen to it.
Wait,
like 30
when
times
have we gotten? So hold on. Are we saying that we used to get conscious? When have we gotten this conscious Drake that you want him to go back to?
No, that's my point, nigga. He never done it, so that's what I'm saying. Maybe that's what he need to do. Obviously, he need to do something different if the shit not working.
So you want him to turn? Yo, hold on. So you want him to turn into?
Hold on. One mic.
Wait.
So
wait. So you want him to turn into Kendrick? You want him to get conscious?
No. I want him.
You want Drake to put on a dashiki?
Yeah, you want that nigga with a dashiki, huh?
That'd be fire. I mean, if it's fire music, it's fire music. But like, I think you need to do some more. Like the music can't be what we expect. From
this is why Drake said, "I don't make music for man. I make music for the bitches." You want him to be Kendrick?
That's fact. And that was hard. That was cool though. It was hard. It was like a hard in the moment. But like, all right, what else? And that's the problem. My question is, do you think that he was doing what he needed to do by dropping those 6 songs? Obviously not, but I want you to answer that directly right now. What do you feel about those 6 songs?
Wait, okay. Restate that again. You said, "Do I think what?"
What do you feel about? Do you think he was doing enough to mitigate this conversation that we're already having by dropping those 6 songs? Do you feel satisfied as a pure Drake fan? Do you feel satisfied by those 6 songs? Me personally,
hold on. I think he was working his way away from that moment. I think he has the joint in the tuck, but he realizes you can't fight the internet. You got to get away from the moment that people could at least have neutral ears before you drop that joint. But his strategy.
What the fuck did I just say about going away for a little while? That's not the
same. I was waiting for him to finish.
But that's the same thing. Wait. That's how you know y'all niggas be dick sucking and moving the goalposts.
No. Here's the thing though. No, but that's not Drake's strategy. Everything that y'all want to say Drake should do sounds like what Kendrick does.
Everything Kendrick has done is what we thought Drake would do.
No, but hear what I'm saying. Listen. So your only strategy for this artist is that he should be like the other artists. What the fuck? Drake does not disappear for you.
That's the point, bro. That's not the point. The point is, bro, is psychology. Fuck Kendrick, nigga. This has nothing to do with Kendrick. If it was somebody else, it would be the same remedy. It's just psychology. If the public perception is against you and it's so strong against you where you're fighting such a fucking uphill battle, it's not possible for you to climb the mountain. You need to go and take yourself away from the equation, let people move on naturally, and then you come out and start doing this fucking PR move with this 100 gig drops. You start reminding people why they fuck with you. You do all that. You don't do it in the middle of the moment when niggas is still blatantly hating you, bro.
Hey, once again, with everybody with that opinion, all y'all act like this is like. First of all, that opinion has more of a success rate.
Did you not just say you need to get away from the moment?
Wait, hold on. No.
Thank you. He literally just said that shit.
Yeah,
bro.
but not by taking a break and not dropping. It's what he's doing. I'm just throwing out some random loosies that ain't really the joints, but it's basically like a mixtape. Oh, here's a song here. Here's a throwaway here. Here's some footage. Until we get to a point where he gives an album, right? Because these aren't albums.
You gotta watch it drop when there's a killer still lurking around.
What?
You gotta watch it drop when there's a killer still lurking around. And I'm saying this as somebody in Toronto as a Drake fan. You can't be trying to just test the waters when there's a little 5-foot killer in LA waiting to jump on you, dog. And that's the thing. This nigga dropped one song and it's already got 10 million plus views on it, and everybody's going crazy, and it's not even good, B.
Look at the big egg face.
what killer y'all talking about?
Are you serious, bro? Yeah.
You're sick.
Dog.
Hey, this is
it's
why
obvious the nigga's obsessed. So if you got an
obsessed
person running around, a stalker, you got to watch what you're dropping because the stalker's still out there.
All right. Okay. All right. So now let me reframe. You bring up an interesting point. Do you believe that Drake should be very cognizant and aware? Like, does Drake have to look at what Kendrick's doing, or could he just play his own game?
He has to look at what the temperature of way the culture's looking at him.
Right. Okay. That's it in a nutshell. What he just said. That's the entire point. Where I feel like this nigga is. You're trying to force your hand, and no one is going to give into that. Like, no one gives a fuck what you want right now, nigga. You just gotta take this moment, eat it, and learn how to fucking take your ball and go home, bro. Just for right now. Nobody is saying you're done forever. Nobody is saying you can't pop out at some point. It's just right now, nigga, it's a time and a place, and right now is not the time for you to be out and about, bro. It's just not.
And it's not the time to have a nigga like that around. I think so goddamn.
I think only Kendrick fans will come up with such a dumb fucking idea for him to just disappear. Again, his strategy, that's never been a strategy. Also, here's the thing. Y'all are talking out both sides of your mouth. Y'all saying that this little leprechaun is basically this killer that is like Drake got to watch out for. So you think if Drake takes a fucking break, and let's say he comes back in, I don't know, a year, you don't think the leprechaun is going to pop up back in a year? Like, you're acting like, oh, if he goes away for a year, Kendrick will leave him alone. Nigga, fuck what Kendrick got going on.
If he goes away, and I don't even think a whole year. If he goes away for, let's say, 6 months, and Kendrick is not providing the bops that people need in the clubs and in the different venues where people really need Drake music, Kendrick is not going to do that. He's going to give you a bunch of conscious, slow shit. He may give you 1-2 bops that might hit in the club, but Drake is the provider of bops. Now, if the bop guy disappears for 6 months, niggas is going to be like, yo, I need some bops. Where's Drake at? Here I am.
Anime arc.
I mean, but he's spitting.
Hey, by the way, I do agree. I do agree that's one strategy. I'm just saying that has not been Drake's modus operandi. Like, he doesn't operate like that. Also, here's the thing.
He uses big words now, y'all.
If he has to think about how Kendrick is moving and kind of shift his strategy based on that, it's clear this little leprechaun is obsessed. Even if he took 5 years off, Kendrick gonna drop a song on the 5th year anniversary the day he come back. It's clear. So you got to.
But then it'll be clear that the nigga's obsessed. Now you can.
It's clear like, now.
Nigga's obsessed.
It's clear now.
I fell back for a year, and this nigga's still talking about me. Get this nigga out of here.
Yo.
That's when you can change the cultural conversation.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want no rapper that's as pussy to let another man make him stop releasing music. I don't want that person as my favorite rapper. Fuck what Kendrick got going on. He could drop 39 albums. Do you, my brother? You get what I'm saying? Do you? Like, listen how y'all sound. Oh my God. Maybe if I fall back for a year and if he still drops when I'm dropping, at least the culture will know that he's obsessed because I fell back and he's still. What?
You're asking us, nigga, you're asking us, how does he come back from this with a win? How does he come back and let motherfuckers accept him? That's how. You over here talking about male ego. Nigga, what you're saying right now is appealing to fucking ego, nigga. Like, oh man, I'm not gonna stop because this nigga is fucking still dropping. I'ma still come out and shoot myself in the foot because nobody wanna fucking hear what I got to say, bro. Like, come on, man.
Y'all Kendrick fans are crazy, man. Y'all niggas is saying that Drake should stop putting out music. Drake should stop putting out music because Kendrick is alive. What in the fuck?
You've been hurt ever since the battle, haven't you been?
There's no hurt. What I'm saying is that,
come on, bro, we gotta
what y'all just said, what y'all just said sounds like some really dumb fucking advice. That he should go into some purgatory and
Let me ask you this: Is what he's doing right now working then?
Right.
Hold on.
Right.
It has been. I literally said he's actually now starting to build some momentum, right? I said
until the killer came back out.
Well, how do we know this
And that
stopped
nigga
his
from
momentum?
Toronto.
Right? Like obviously if anything, this is continue to brings up it just gives more life to Not Like Us. Here's what I'm saying. Drake got to play an independent game. He can't play this, oh, let me schedule around you, let me play this tit for tat. He got to play his game, bro. His game.
But why not act? Kendrick is scheduling his shit around him.
No, he's not. Who said that?
What? Kendrick, Friday, Ricky Dredd. I said Kendrick is literally scheduling his rollout around Drake.
How?
Yeah, I don't think.
Not Like Us. Not Like Us is literally his part of his rollout. It's a song dissing Drake.
That was a diss
you don't
song.
Think he's gonna ride that
battle.
momentum into his album?
Bro, that was a song. That was a diss song in a battle.
Yes, but that's also gonna take him into the Super Bowl and take him into his album.
Yo, if anything, you'd have been better off making a point saying that what I think is happening is that Kendrick is his album has to have some type of patriotic theme to it. He dropped Not Like Us on July 4th, Independence Day. He had Pop Out on Juneteenth, basically Black People Independence Day. And then the biggest is pretty much a holiday. On 9/11, he drops a new song. Like, yes, he's taken really important days in American history and given us his art. I do think some of that is to fuck with Drake, but I do think this is more of the theme or the wave that he's on. Even his announcement is mimicking or he pays respect to a guy in a movie that is giving a really patriotic speech. So I have to believe he's making some type of, he's probably making the lyrical version of This Is America.
I'm gonna be real with you, Act. You know when I think his first single. Hold on. You know when I think he's gonna drop his first single for his album?
When?
MLK Day.
That makes sense.
I think he's gonna do that, and then it rolls into fucking Super Bowl, and then he just rides the momentum to his album dropping.
Probably will. Hey, he's being strategic. He definitely is being strategic.
But what about your man's though? What you think he got to do? Let's get back to that.
Be just as obsessed with that nigga as that nigga's obsessed with him.
Niggas like Kyrie. You can tell.
Let's get back to that, nigga. Fuck all that
okay,
bullshit.
I'll tell you what Drake needs to do. Drake needs to keep his own pace going. Like, don't do tit for tat. Number one, Kendrick has shown you that he's a better chess player than you, right? He's 4 moves ahead, and you can't be reactive to him because he got a lot of shit already going on. Play your own game. You know what Drake's own game is at this point? Okay, you did 100 gigs. You're throwing out these songs that people are, I'm telling you, people are liking Circadian Rhythm. People are liking No Face. It's Up is a good song. You gotta, again, it's like Lil Baby trying to come back, right? You gotta build that momentum. Do some features. Start killing shit. That's what it is.
Act, you a numbers guy, right?
Go ahead, yeah.
So let's say 2 out of 6, that's 30% from the field. You think you gonna do you think is that satisfying for you as a super fan from your favorite artist?
What do you mean 2 out of 6?
6 songs drop. 2 of them we can be all in agreement that are working.
Wait. When you say 2 out of 6, are you saying the others are whack? Because he hasn't dropped a whack song.
And comparatively from Drake, that's what's sticking. We are all Drake fans, and that we can compare Drake to Drake. That's what I'm asking you. From a super Drake fan, what do you think that's a high enough percentile from the 6 songs to keep it going, to keep the momentum? That's what I'm asking you.
From a guy who's dropping just random songs, I think he's having a slow build, and I like it.
Okay.
I'd rather this than him go away, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I do think him going away for anything over 6 months loses more momentum than it gains.
Okay, well let's project. Again, you're a numbers guy, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's say it looks like he's doing 3 packs. if he drops another 3-pack and only one works, what would you say then?
What are we calling working?
At a global
Charting,
level,
going
the
into the
same way
top
you look
10.
at No Face, which I think is fabulous, the Instagram version, and Circadian Rhythms, the same way you feel about those two songs. If there was to be another song, one out of three, how would you feel then? What would you say then to the effort post beat? You're a numbers guy, right?
I think he's building. Like until he rolls out an official song.
How many songs does he need to put out before you feel like we're past the threshold?
No, he could put out.
You're in a deficit.
No, he could put out 15 million songs until he says my album is coming out in 2 weeks. Here's my first single, and that single belly flops. Now we gotta hit that button. That's panic time. But these songs, I expect nothing of them.
Very generous. That's very generous.
The amount of leeway you're giving the amount of leeway you are giving him right now is insane. Is insane, bro. Coming from you, no less.
Yo. All right, hold on. Yo, this is why I say, man. Yo, by the way, do we all agree that Drake's the greatest ever? Right? We got to say he's the greatest ever.
Nah, no.
Listen, as somebody from Toronto, Drake is the top artist in my books.
Okay,
but I have to be objective. You and Ack, you got to be objective too, dog.
Yeah, bro.
These songs would be hitting way more if this was a year ago,
bro. Yo, all right, hold on. This is why I get frustrated with everybody when we talk about this topic, right? And let me put it on the screen right quick because, like, it I don't know why we have like these unique rules for this guy. Like I just heard Friday just says, "Yo, the only way we know it's working, it got a chart in the top 10." Let's just look at this.
That's what he always does. He's always
all right. That's my point. So it's always to me it's unfair to compare LeBron to KD because we never compare KD to Michael. We compare LeBron to Michael or LeBron to himself. So it's like, for example, let me put this in perspective. How many top 10 songs does Kendrick Lamar have? This little leprechaun got 15 ever. Okay? So only 15 times this nigga's done it, right? How many does Drake have, right? Drake got 78. Hold on. Drake got 78. What does that make us feel? Oh, Drake just gets top 10 records all the time. That's a really fucking hard metric to get. That, by the way, the guy that everybody's sucking off now only did it 15 times. Ever. Right? But now, if Drake drops a song and it goes 35 or it goes 45 or 50, now everybody's looking at him like, oh, well, I told you. The guys y'all are comparing to don't compare.
Let me
say this. We can name more 6ix9ine songs than Kendrick Lamar songs. Let's be honest.
Man, this nigga Wale, bro. I swear to God. Okay, listen, bro. Act. Number one, you're making excuses. Number one. Okay.
How?
Number two, you're making excuses. We'll get there. We'll get there. But you are making excuses, right? But secondly, you can't expect us to feel bad for the guy that's not charting when his entire career, one of the biggest points of him being who he is, has been based on the fact that he is the numbers guy. That he's always going to chart.
That was not the point I was making. That was not the point I'm making. The point I was making, because he is charting.
Go ahead.
Hold on. This is the point I'm making, because he is charting. My point is this. I think it's a utterly ridiculous point for y'all to keep sucking off Kendrick and saying like, oh, he's the killer, he's the whatever, and then criticize Drake for getting metrics that even Kendrick don't get hit. That's my point.
But
that's my point.
We're not comparing Drake to Kendrick. Kyrie said this earlier.
So
we're going by Drake standards, which again, you throughout this nigga's whole career have touted him as being the numbers guy.
Wait. So if we're not comparing him to Kendrick, don't you think it's fucking unfair that y'all said before that the killer, the boogeyman, basically that nigga Kendrick's not even in his fucking league to begin with. So why the fuck do we keep talking about this 5'3" midget?
Because he has a song out right now that's giving Drake a hard day, man. Like, as a Drake fan, as somebody in Toronto that's important for Drake to stay on top, that Not Like Us song really put a dent in this nigga's armor, B. And that's it's
sad,
made it
man.
hard for him to get the
Right.
momentum again. He shouldn't be
That's
having to
unfortunate.
try to get momentum again.
That's unfortunate.
Drake should just always be hot. But this battle made him have to rebuild. So if he's trying to
that shit
rebuild,
crazy,
there has to be a
because
different process because this process isn't working.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's the problem is Drake is an amazing artist, but he got the weakest spirited fans. Y'all got the worst backbone. Y'all niggas don't even see how butthurt y'all is. Y'all can't let this nigga just drop some fire music, bro, and y'all rock with the shit.
Yo. Y'all listen. You understand this whole conversation we're having. You're telling me that Drake is in turmoil, right? I'm saying
yes.
No.
Turmoil is a strong word. That's a strong word.
You know what the flip on me, nigga. That's you telling the audience.
No. I did not say he is. No, I did not. I said he's been having a build to get to whatever project he's gonna get to whenever he gets there. I said I like what he's doing with 100 gigs. I like the fact that Circadian Rhythm, my favorite song. He's dropping better and better songs to me. Also, these songs he's dropping, they're all charting. They're all like every song is charting. You know what y'all are saying? But it ain't number one though. It ain't like it's not like the old Drake.
Point. That's the point. He's the highest charting nigga. That's his thing. That's what he fucking talks about all the time. Hold on. Kyrie, ask him.
If you really felt that way, we wouldn't be having this fucking conversation, my nigga.
You said what?
If you really felt that way, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Wait, I don't feel that way. I don't feel.
Oh my god, yo, what the?
Wait, what? Wait, you guys might personally feel that Drake is in crisis mode. As I said, I feel like this leprechaun just dropped this song, and this song was a miscalculation.
And what the first thing you do? You hop on stream, be like, oh my god, no way.
Yeah, because it's a big moment. No, it's a big moment. But here's the point. I don't think y'all are telling me that Drake should go away and just wait to pop out when he looks out the closet and say, is Kung Fu Kenny here? I'm saying what Drake got going on right now has nothing
you just
to
made
do.
my analogy sound crazy.
Like, bro,
you making it something it's not. You making it something it is not.
Y'all said he should fall back until Kendrick Lamar is done doing what he's doing.
We're not telling this nigga to go fall back simply because he should be scared that Kendrick is walking around. I'm saying it for the simple fact of public perception. Fuck Kendrick and what Kendrick gotta say, nigga. It's what everybody else is saying. That's the point. Like, fade back so that niggas can forget about this moment. Because every time you show your face, they just gonna think about that fucking song right now, bro. That's the point.
Corny, bro. Niggas ain't even listen to that song like that no more, bro. We done moved ahead.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Listen, the last thing we need is for Drake to fall back, and now for people who go into the clubs, bitches that want to shake their ass, they gotta go listen to this nigga basically making some type of true crime rap. That's what he's doing. It's like true crime rap, nigga. Niggas rapping in parables, nigga. You know what I mean? And niggas like telling like some story with no plot. I was like, what the fuck are we talking about right now, brother? Like who these half of these bars is going to, nigga? Like what the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, to be honest, most of the country feel like it's about to be a recession. Maybe these bars may be poignant to some people, but you know, some niggas might be out of touch of that.
That's your time to shine. Act like those bars are for you. Half those songs for you.
Hell no.
Hey, can you do me a favor, brother? Can you look up what? Okay, so these are 3 packs that he's essentially dropping right now. I just want to have this for a reference point. Can you look up what was the highest charting single off of Scary Hours 2, and then look at the highest charting song off these 100 gig packs that he's dropped? I think it was like 20 something.
Okay, and
so did anything off of Scary Hours 2 score higher than that, or were they all lower than that number?
Hey, by the way, No Face was released to the DSPs 11 days after it was publicly available on YouTube and on Instagram.
Man, stop giving me these asterisks, man. Stop giving me these asterisks.
Wait. I get it. You're trying to build this point up to be like, oh, look at his numbers. That means he's failing. it matters to point out why the numbers aren't going to look like how they look, because I acknowledge that he's trying to build momentum. I acknowledge that. You're trying to compare it to official drops that he's popping up out of the blue with.
Not question.
You
Wait.
Niggas comparing Drake to Drake. Like,
hold on.
that's the thing.
Thank you. Yes. Number one, we're comparing Drake to Drake. And number two, the reason I specifically said Scary Hours is because none of the Scary Hours releases are official drops. They're Lucy's packaged together as a fucking care package. That's why I said that.
Brother,
so don't try to paint it like there's some fucking official releases. Like this nigga fucking leads up to it for real. Like
no,
Lemon Pepper Freestyle was a part of Scary Hours, no?
He puts them out.
Yes.
Hold on. He puts them out on DSPs all at the same time. Drake has these songs, every song you've heard. He has these songs out for at least like a few days, if not over a week, on some random website called 100 Gigs. Very, very different from Scary Hours that pops up on DSP during the regular tracking time, and it's the first time you hear it. And the only place you could play it, and it's only available on DSPs. You could still play half of these songs on 100gigs.com or whatever, and they don't count for shit. Those plays just don't count.